Holy Land Lovers, it's me, your Captain Vasco speaking. And regrettably, before we can start playing Disco Elysium on this Saturday, June the 24th, 2023, you're gonna have to indulge me in a rant. There are not that many times that I've tried to pre-order something from Amazon, but they always do a bad job. Um, and they're always something important, too. Like the first Destiny, which was very important for me. They goofed that up. That got delayed by several days, if I recall correctly. I pre-ordered a special edition of Zero Time Dilemma, which was very important to me at the time, despite ultimately being one of my most hated games of all time. And they, like, goofed that by, like, a whole month or something. I'm not sure that was entirely their fault, but they did nothing to take responsibility for that. That was very frustrating. I ended up having to buy a digital copy of that game, and now I just own a physical copy that I've never opened. There was something else between then and now, but now, this weekend is the official release date for the Magic the Gathering, Lord of the Rings, Battle for Middle-earth, subtitle, subcolon, too many titles, too many cooks. Basically, Magic the Gathering has a crossover with Lord of the Rings, and it came out this week. Everything is very highly sought after and hotly anticipated. And so months ago, back in March, I pre-ordered a set of the Commander decks. There was a set of pre-made decks that were all themed after Lord of the Rings cards, and even when there isn't a particular reason for Commander decks to sell out, they often do. They can be kind of hard to track down. And even when you do, in some cases, you have to pay, like, a pretty big, like, markup on them. If you pre-order, it tends to avoid that. I'd love to pre-order from my local store, but honestly, things have been really difficult lately, and I didn't want to get into a fight, and there's usually a really short window to get on the list of pre-orders at the local store, and you kind of gotta fight for it. I really didn't want to do that. So I pre-ordered through Amazon, and hope for the best. And there's a set of 4 decks that came out, and I pre-ordered all of them, and the product title reflects that. It's like the Magic the Gathering, Lord of the Rings, Battle for Middle-earth, set of all 4 decks, like literally right there in the product name. So this here's the box. I made sure it's not doxing me. Don't worry, past and future self. You might notice it's not like a huge box. It's like a modestly sized box. Now let me show you. So this is a package for one Commander deck, which I can show you pretty easily. What I can't do is show you more than one Commander deck, because this is what they sent me. This is all 4 Commander decks. This is this one Commander deck, which I love that for me. But I point out the size of this box because I knew right away that this was wrong. Like, there's just no way there's 4 of these is fitting in there. So I open it up, and yep, that's the case. And I actually know someone else who pre-ordered these decks and had the same problem, and they gave me a heads up because they got theirs earlier than mine. And, you know, I was disappointed, but they, you know, they told me that, oh, they're fixing it. It made it sound like it was no big deal. So I call the customer service line, and just every time I call their customer service, they just want to get rid of me immediately, and I understand why, but it's very annoying. It's very transparent and clear that it's happening, and there's just no way around it. They're just like, oh, well, I would love to see you hit see the door hit you on the way out. So, you know, long story short, their automated system sucks and, like, keeps trying to ask me if I've, like, waited 48 hours for it to show up, assuming that the package is missing. And I'm like, that's not the problem. The problem is that you sent me 1/4 of what I ordered. You sent me 1 in a set of all 4 somethings. And so, like, I talked to this lady who's trying to be nice, but is clearly trying to get rid of me more than anything else. And she takes all this information, she sends me some link to my email to verify I'm me, and even after I sent it, she's just kind of like sitting there in silence, and I'm like, you said you would be able to help me when I sent that. And she's like, oh, I'll check for it. I'm like, you weren't checking for it when I was audibly telling you every step of me verifying it through the email? Great. Good start. Love that. So I had to just keep repeating basic information because she wasn't getting it, and I understand it's a weird product and she doesn't know everything on Amazon, but it was very frustrating because I went through it many times. And then eventually she seems to think she's got it, and she's like, oh, let me put you on hold and I can see what I could do for you. And then several minutes passed just this first time, and she's like, yeah, so I'm gonna get you a full refund. I'm like, hold up, let me stop you there. Full refund does not address the problem, because the whole point is that if I get the money back, then I'll still have to find this product on the secondary market, and I'm gonna have to pay more than I already paid to get it now. It sucks enough that I don't have it now when I should have it now, and I don't. So, like, you need to find a way to get me the thing I ordered, because that's literally the only way that this resolves. And then she's like, okay, let me put you on hold. And she does for several minutes. She comes back and she's like, yeah, I'm gonna have to put you on hold again. The only way I can get information on this is from my manager, and that can only happen through text chat. I'm like, that's insane, but put me on hold again. She puts me on hold for like a really long time, and then she comes back and she's like, I forget exactly how she said it, but she provided the information this really confusing way that made it sound like they would send me the correct product after I had sent them something that I didn't get yet. And I'm like, no, I got something, but it was the wrong thing. And she's like, oh yeah, but like, you only have to send it back if you get the right thing. I'm like, why would I send back the right thing if you sent me the right... I just need the right thing. That's the only thing I need. And like, after some like really confusing back and forth, she's like, oh, we're sending you like maybe one or two of the correct product. And as long as you get the right thing, it's fine. But if you get two of them, you should send the other one back, or we're going to charge you for two. And I'm like, I literally don't understand the logistics of how you send an uncertain number of products that I'm pretty sure you don't know are the correct product. It's going to be really dumb if they send me two more wrong products, but that's my future problem, I guess. But like, man, do I hate that story.
Yikes,
And yeah, like, the worst part was, like, I was like, okay, so you, at some point you said that there was, like, an email that they had sent to confirm that they were processing this. She's like, oh, well, we didn't send it yet, but, like, we'll get there. Like, we'll send it shortly. I'm like, okay. And I got the email, and it provides, like, no date or tracking information. It's basically just like, thank you for being patient. We're grateful that you pay for Amazon Prime. And I'm like, you are the worst. I hate dealing with you. You're a bad company. I hate you so much. And I know I say that while streaming on Twitch. I was never a big fan of the fact that that integration happened, but we're here now, and I'm streaming live on Twitch, and let's play Disco Elysium. So, I don't really know where to start. Let's just transition. That'll make it easier for me to tag this later. This is probably the correct file. I want to use the load instead of continue, because I think I did something weird with a save file at the end of last week. Yeah, I don't... Oh, I should probably, at this point, remember... I had something in mind to do next. I don't know what it is. Now, we actually got kind of a lot done last week. We passed a check to flex our authority in front of Titus Hardy, who runs, like, a subset of the Union, like a gang of Union members in this town. I'm not gonna go into all the politics. The Union is a big part of this because there's a Union strike, and we're sort of dealing with people on both sides because, like, a murder happened somewhere in the middle, and we're just trying to get to the bottom of it as some sort of de facto detective militia thing. I don't know. So we proved our authority to him. We got some information that led him to facilitate a meeting with a victim of an assault who he had alluded to had something to do with the reason why the person whose murder we're investigating was murdered. And then the rest of the stream involved a lot of back and forth, because we would go and talk to her, and then she would tell us that the guy who led us there was full of crap, and we'd go back, and he's like, nuh-uh, and then she was like, yuh-uh. And that happened for, like, a while. It was a lot more interesting, but it's, like, a ton of detail I'm not recapping. Essentially, the gang wanted me to believe that there was a sexual assault, and she insisted that there wasn't. And then I passed another really difficult check, and I managed to get my volition to confirm that while she doesn't seem outright malicious, she is such a convincing liar that most of the insights that the voices in my head were giving me should not be trusted. They wouldn't tell me specifically which ones, but they were like, you gotta be very careful with this one. So, yeah, that all was interesting. We managed to find a lead on the secret passages in the Whirling and Rags hostel, which could lead to something really interesting. But the other major development is that, on something of a whim, we went back to the victim's body, which we put in an ice cream freezer in the basement of, like, a failing corporate complex nearby. And I very fortunately managed to find a way to try and do a new perception check. And in so doing, I found the true cause of death, that someone had, like, shot this guy in the head, probably through his mouth. Whereas previously all the evidence had suggested he had been hung. So now we have a confirmed cause of death and a bullet to try and confirm ballistics. And perhaps the biggest thing of all is that I've realized something. I realized something like an hour or two after last week's stream that I should have realized right away. Earlier in the game, I passed, I think it was a logic check. Probably the only logic check I have or will pass in this game, because my logic stat is a dumpster fire. And it was a logic check to try and determine who the remaining militia folks were from the group that had come with the company on the opposite side of the labor dispute from the union. And from that deduction, the logic check told me there were two more people. One of them is the guy who's trying to, like, rally disorder among the union people on strike. And we've had a run-in with him, and it wasn't great, and it will probably continue not to be great. The other one, we haven't had any reason to, like, really think about for a while, and that's my excuse for why I didn't put this together much sooner, was, I think there was some reason that the third member of the militia was presumed a woman, and it was indicated that she would probably be high up on a building to check vantage points like a sniper would. And that, coupled with the fact that this woman has been standing on the roof of this building smoking continuously for like 6 days, and the fact that we know that she had a relationship with the militia, and she's not intimidated by the local gang, and she wasn't intimidated by the deceased militia member's insane behavior, leads me to think that she probably had a pre-existing relationship with him. That also explains why she knew stuff about his background. So I think that she's the third militia member and has been all along, and I sure seem dumb. Aloha, Cadus. How are you doing today? I still haven't figured out what to be doing. I've been ranting for a continuous 20 minutes. I'm entitled. At some point I gotta wash off this death smell, but Kim can't be around for that. So I just gotta smell like death for a while. This is also something that I have to do. Like, I'm gonna have a busy night tonight. When Kim leaves, I gotta shower, and then ask the militia lady about what happened to me. And also I gotta get the boots. I really gotta get the boots tonight. That's very important. So what are the other things I need to do? The armor I'm working on, that's the boots I gotta get tonight. I still don't really have a lead on the helmet. The missing insects, honestly, I'm not sure how to advance this. I think the only way to proceed on making Van Eyck's jam harder core is to create a new thought I can't do right now because I'm trying to get sober. I guess I could go back to the church at some point. That doesn't sound super appealing because that place did give me a lot of editing trouble. It would be great to just, like, complete my ongoing thought. How far are we on that? That's basically 10 hours. So that puts a stop on examining the secret passages in the building. And it means I can't have any new thoughts until I finish that. really don't know what to do right now. Just kind of hoping there'd be more people in chat to maybe give some suggestions. I'm basically fresh off my save because I've been ranting. Can I talk to this guy again? The other militia guy?
Right to work!
God, I could just ask him if he's a mercenary hired by Wild Pines. I don't think I'm there yet. That sounds kind of bad. Take a look at available skill checks. That's probably a good place to start. Hi, Laser Gun Blues. How's it going? Let's see. None of this matters. Dice Maker. What's the Dice Maker check? Is that... Can I do that? I think that was... Did that unlock? I kind of want to check that now. I think that has something to do with determining why the doomed commercial zone is so doomed. Like, I think I had to pass a skill check for that, and I think I might have failed it once already. But I wasn't aware anything would have happened to reset that. I'm gonna take this direction because it's less in the dark, although I may not remember how to get there from here. Actually, while I'm here, there is another thing I could do. I don't know if this will work. But... Hello? I could try putting my computer core back in the radio computer down here and see if the password I got from the church will let me access information here as well. I don't... Hi, Kim. What's up?
It's dark. And the flashlight works a lot better if you hold it in your hand. Right. Now let's get to it.
Some areas are...
But I just... the flashlight's so bad for me. Listen, I'm gonna be really upset if I have editing troubles tonight. Just know that, universe. I'm asking you really nicely not to be a jerk about this. Really nicely now. It's been a rough afternoon. Hi, Bunny, welcome to the stream. How's it going? I guess it is pretty dark to not have a flashlight. I just don't want it, is the problem. I don't know if you notice, I don't want it. Since I'm already here, I'm having a thought. The clothes it used to display. I don't really know what we're doing.
Tiles on the cube are still smoldering.
Okay,
Like a
insert
smooth draw,
production thing.
the filament slides into place.
Let's
The
pray.
speaker
Man, I'm
comes
having a
to
tough
life.
time wording.
Static seeps through the machine's plate.
Good afternoon. Please repeat. Is this the production schedule?
Let's try the password for the production schedule.
Good. Please repeat the password.
I don't know why I had to say that out loud, but that does seem like something this game would make me do. Afterlife, death.
Good. I've unlocked the production schedule. After ending the call, please press print to access the filament.
Really? She just used the same password? Maybe those radio computer guys aren't that paranoid after all.
I mean, to be honest with you, I'm right there with you. I really didn't think that would necessarily work, but it did, and that's fine.
Fortress accident. Is there anything else? Thank
Nah,
you.
we're good. I'm
Tiles
just gonna
on
press
the cube
the...
are still
press
with a quiet
print.
determination. The printer starts printing. A piece of paper unfolding like a handheld fan. A black crisscross of letters covers its surface.
Read it.
It's a project report written by the lead producer, Andrew Andy Schott, about Squirtle Untethered, a radio game developed by Studio Fortress Accident.
Continue.
The first few pages give an overview of the capital and workforce, while the rest of it seems to be a production schedule.
I don't like where one's headed, but I'm gonna do it anyway, because I don't know what opportunities may come from this, but I might as well try to keep doors open. Tell me about the
In
capital.
its short time of existence, Fortress Accident, SCA, managed to burn through truly insane amounts of money.
Startups are not always good with
The
money.
first tranche of seed financing brought in 150,000 Riyal, but then came the delays.
Oh no, it has asterisks around it. That seems bad.
Eventually, the damage reached 400,000 Riyal, with only half of the game finished.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
400,000 real? Yo. These guys knew how to party.
Yo. Gosh, where did they get all this?
Let's just say it was a real adventure for their Igaunian investor.
I don't know exactly what that means. It's funny, it says, let's say if the person next door will eat a stick of TNT, I'd be happier. Just sent the HOA your way again, adding strip. Oh no. What did they do? What did this person try to get you in trouble for? Why are they not minding their own business? Does it have something to do with the work you've been trying to get done there, Ice Money? Let's read about the workforce. Who worked there and how long?
Fortress Accident employed 18 people. The bulk of the team composed of writers and concept artists. There were also radio programmers, sound engineers, a CEO, 2 marketing experts, and a single overburdened producer who developed a habit of popping Pyrrolidon in the basement to escape his obligations.
Oh, she was a programmer. I was thinking they were talking about the person in the church, but that was a lady.
But on the other hand, their obligations were piling up at an inhumane rate, a rate that could only be amended by Pyrrolidon.
I think I said it last week, but I'll say it again. If I complete this current thought and I sort of shut up electrochemistry basically for the rest of the game, I won't be upset about it. I skimmed through that production schedule.
The production schedule depicts their glorious descent into bankruptcy. It
Uh-huh.
was impossible not to fail. The project was too large, and no amount of money could satiate the ever-expanding ambitions of the development team.
Yeah, you kind of need people to rein that in. But, of course, you need people to continue to have the creative ideas to make the thing work. It's a difficult balance.
They tried to make a 4 million real game with 400,000 in their bank account.
Well, that math don't match.
They thought they could bridge the gap with pure willpower and imagination.
But that math don't
They
match.
couldn't.
So they were done in by their own ambition.
Even then, success remained within an ever-narrowing margin of possibility that, despite everything, never entirely disappeared. That is, until they discovered the Valley of the Heads.
Beg pardon?
At the 11th hour, the lead designer, Jimskborn Suliswaf Jalisa, decided that what Wirral Untethered needed was a secret mystical location at the extreme edge of the map.
I find it hard to imagine how that would solve the other problems, like the missing lots of money.
This place was to be the Valley of the Heads, where the heads of all the headless constructs could be found. The player would have been able to choose a head for their headless party member, and each head would have been voiced on air by a professional actor.
That sounds insanely ambitious, and in no way does that help the ambitiousness problem.
The world had never seen their kind before, and might never again.
How many heads were there? Hey, Jakey, welcome to the stream. How's it going today? Hope you're alright. I've already gone on my mad rant for the day.
So many. The last count, there were approximately 10,000 heads for 10,000 headless men, all of which could be endlessly recombined.
How would this ever solve any logistics problem? Adding 10,000 uniquely voiced anything. Neighbor smells farts that haven't been farts. Wow. That's, I mean, grim, but poetic. The type of person who demands that you follow the rules, but she does not have to. Oh, they're the worst. That's a bad type of person. I'm sorry that you have to live adjacent to this person and then that they won't mind their own business, because they should just mind their own business. Honestly, I think the vast majority of people would all be happier if we would just mind our own business. And as long as people aren't hurting people, just let them live their lives. I know that's not a perfect universal answer, but I think it helps a much higher percentage of problems than a lot of people would admit. Oh yeah, that's right. You took the cross-country flight today. Yeah, I'll tell you what, it's been a while since I've been on a plane. I can't imagine they're more spacious than they used to be, so I know that's rough. I hope you're not too jet-lagged or too just generally exhausted from the travel. Is this a logic check I have to pass? How many combinations could you make out of that?
Do you really want to know? There seems to be a calculation here, but it may take a while.
Honestly, I could stand to burn some time here. Yeah, how bad could it be? Right. 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 Mr. Everard is helping me find my gun. Mr. Everard is helping me find my gun. Taking the hobbits to Isengard, to Isengard, to Isengard. Deja vu, the feeling or sensation that you're doing something you've already done before. Memorize that number. Oh, I wish, Ice Bunny. Man, I'd be so much more useful if I could memorize that number. It's a really big number. I appreciate what they did here, though. I have memorized the parody emergency services phone number from the British IT crowd. There's an episode that just starts off with a commercial making fun of the change to the emergency services number, and it's this huge digit. But since it's to a little tune, as long as I sing it to the tune, I know the number. 0118 999 88199 9119 725 3. Not a use. Listen, I don't have skills that are monetizable, but I do have skills. Didn't want to leave California. Well, we're sorry to see you go, but it will become true summer here, and it will become unpleasant for sure. Oh, there's more. Oh, okay. Right. 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 I'm not even mad. I just want to be clear. I just don't have anything else I can input here. Right. Also, it hasn't passed nearly as much in-game time as I'd maybe hoped for. I think none minutes have passed. Right. Right. I wonder how trapped I am in this. I wonder how big the number truly is.
Oh my
Right.
gosh.
Oh, well, I tell you what. I mean, if they're like, I do like that the choice here is literally keep going or uh-oh. Keep going. I still hasn't passed any amount of time. Another one of those instances where I'll just take a moment that we have to remind you that for every insane thing we spend time doing in this game, Kim is just standing silently watching it happen with no input. So just think of that. Just think of how much time he's standing there just watching me, like, read a gigantic number on a computer. Ooh, you had a monster.
Daddy does not approve!
No, we're not into the big number. I feel like we might have more number in us. I don't know. Well, yeah, it appears we do. I think I've only had a Monte Cristo, like, once when I was in college. There was, like, a Irish restaurant pseudo-pub down the street from my dorm. I don't remember the occasion, but I went there to eat with someone. I was like, I'll have this indulgent sandwich, thank you. It was good, but I've never had one again. Haven't thought about that in a while. Right? Right? Mr. Everard is helping me find my gun.
The
Go on.
lieutenant taps his foot impatiently, his arms folded tight against his chest.
You know it's bad when Kim, like, makes any sort of indication of impatience. You gotta know that's bad. There's either that or have brisket. That's a weird binary choice, Jakey. That reminds me of one of the weird specific episodes of Dexter's Lab I remember, where the family goes on a road trip and they go to this, like, sketchy diner. And they sit down and an unpleasant waitress asks them what they'll have. And he's like, well, what do you guys serve? And she's like, well, we have, what is it? Hamburgers, ham sandwiches, and ham hocks. And to this day, I don't know what a ham hock is, but I know that he's like, we'll have the hamburgers. And she's like, nuh-uh. And then he's like, okay, how about some ham sandwiches? And she's like, nope. And he's like, I suppose we'll have the ham hocks. And she's just like, good choice or something. And then just wanders off. Just finished a 30-minute walk, 85 degrees. It's 85 degrees everywhere. Hello, Demolition. You missed my big rant. Don't worry. It was just very self-indulgent. I wanted to have some video evidence of the wrong thing Amazon sent me. I was not pleased. Pub near a dorm sounds like late business. There were actually quite a few. I mean, having lived in Boston for the time I was in college, there were definitely some bars and pubs in, like, very short distance from the dorm. As someone who doesn't drink, that didn't mean much to me, but, like, there were options if you wanted them. Oh, Petey's got a limp. I'm sorry, Demolition. Is that new? Did Petey injure himself?
He's dying for a cigarette. Come to think of it,
Dude,
you are too.
what is with electrochemistry? He has, like, no chill today. Oh, wait. Did I leave on my electrochemistry pants or whatever I was doing? I might have done that. I did have an electrochemistry check last time. I thought I switched that back, but maybe I didn't. Right. I will say, since there's some of you just joining us, I stated at the start of the stream the thing that I realized that I'm pretty sure is true, which is I'm pretty sure that Classieu, the disco lady who's been smoking on top of the building, I'm pretty sure she's the third mercenary, because I remembered clues instead of just, like, blindly interacting with the character standing in front of me like I was doing all of last week. And when I actually thought about it, I was like, oh yeah, everything kind of points to her being the third mercenary, huh? Ooh, now the options are keep going or what have I done? Well, I'm gonna keep going. Anyone want to talk about anything? Right. Hey, listen, I'm not a math magician or anything. Is it even remotely possible that this is actually the correct number? It feels like it's not. Because, like, the number of combinations between, like, 10,000 of one and 10,000 of another doesn't feel like it should have this many, like, disparate digits in it. That feels wrong. Maybe I'm just stupid, but, like, this feels like it's 100% gag and less percent math? Right. Uh-huh. Yeah. How long must this go on? He says, fully subjecting himself to it willingly. It would be, Ice Bunny, it would be really good if I could memorize this number. The longer it goes, the more I wish I could do that for you. It's a different colored continue.
What if
Does
you break
that...
the radio computer? What if it's never going to stop?
I failed interfacing? Oh, it was a really hard interfacing. Just let the numbers wash over you. Oh, it's not even static this time. I might have broken the radio
And
computer.
that's it.
Oh, now it's just a bunch of zeros. 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0.0000000, and that's it. Oh, so that's what did
Well,
this.
yeah, that and the catastrophic data loss.
Oh, I remember hearing something about that, but the
On
what
the
now?
nature of the data loss, there's ominously little information in the production log. It comes at the very end, where things get fuzzy and dark, where tables and numbers seem to vanish into an eerie nothingness, before the Egonian investors pulled the plug.
Now, that could have something to do with the silent spot or what have you. Is it possible it was just corporate espionage and someone was trying to get that good secret RPG footage?
What is clear is that one day, an unidentified numeric anomaly occurred on the East Insulindian Lintel front, just as the Wirral Untethered project was being compiled that day.
I didn't understand a word of that, or something that implies I mostly understood that. The anomaly caused all the data to get lost in the air.
When the project was returned, it was completely blank.
That's some serious data
The
loss.
team spent weeks on the phone with Lintel, the service provider. But despite their diagnostics, they could never produce a satisfactory explanation or pay for the loss.
They lost the whole game and wouldn't even pay for it?
Always read the terms of service.
Oh man, I hate getting that response after today's nonsense. There wasn't a copy of the game, a backup? Like Toy Story 2?
Mysteriously enough, it seems that the off-site copy happened to be on-site when the catastrophic data loss occurred.
It seems the off-site copy was on-site. But I don't understand. That doesn't seem to make sense. If it was on-site, as long as it wasn't part of the transmission that was lost, shouldn't that have been fine?
It was the lead programmer's responsibility to oversee weekly maintenance of the off-site copy and, well, keep it off-site. An explanatory note from the lead programmer has been attached.
What does it say?
S. Lukanen Kilda, the lead programmer of Fortress Accident. The off-site copy was on-site because there was no off-site anymore. Not for me. Not after 8 months of crunch.
I see what you're saying. There's no there. No, there was no home to... There was nowhere other than the office for anyone to be to take the copy off-site. Still not totally sure why that means that it would have been deleted, though. Because as long as it was a distinct copy, unless for some reason you sent both the on-site and off-site copy as transmissions at exactly the same time, which seems to defeat the purpose of having two copies, it still seems like one of them should have existed. Just in case you fall asleep, you think the secret Squirtle is behind? Hang on. I just want to clarify, because this is important to me. You're Captain Vasco. Is it Pikachu? I assume by Poco you mean like Pokemon. Pikachu? You can let me know. We also have a big Eevee, and we got some other little Pokemon. Cool. Alright. Your guess is logged, Ice Bunny.
I didn't have a home anymore, so I started keeping it in the basement in the Ice Bear refrigerator, near where I went to sleep. It was perfectly safe there. The temperature conditions were optimal.
I'm skeptical. I think 1 is the closest to that. Not very convincing, huh?
The former colleagues would agree with you.
No, if anything, Ice Bunny, I'm sorry for not intuiting it. I feel like that was mostly clear. I just wanted to make sure. Anything else from the lead
The
programmer?
production schedule ends with a few random notes that seem to be added sometime later.
Read the notes at the end.
4 months later, by an unknown author. I am the only one left, and it's gotten rather damp here. A few other businesses have gone under, too. Slipstream
Switched to making
skis. And the hairdressers just left, cursing Martinez. They're right, though. Something's seriously wrong with this place. Martinez. All of it.
Well, I'll tell you what. If I didn't reset the check before to figure out what's wrong with this place, this might have reset it.
Still haven't got an answer from Lintel about what happened. All I could get were the physical coordinates of the error on the East Insulindian front on that day. Since the computation happened on air, I reckoned it had to coincide with an actually existing location. I have compared the coordinates to a map of Revachol West. Turns out it's only 800 meters from here. The address is Saint-Brun 1147. I am going there to look this thing in the eye.
I wonder if there's some way to have gotten this password without getting it from her in the church, because it feels like this is meant to lead you to her, but I'm not sure how you get this information without seeing her first.
Saint-Brun 1147? That's what the street sign next to the church said.
Thanks, reaction speed. I'm not 8 steps behind, though. Tear off the printout and throw it away, I guess?
Tiles on the cube are still smoldering, casting the framework in a soft glow. Fluorescent play and print keys shine on the keyboard.
I mean, remove the production schedule,
The
I
filament
guess.
slides out of its glowing nest.
Yeah, autosave's probably a good call, to be honest with you. I have a deja vu save yet. I feel like it's something I name a save file in like every game that lets me name save files. So we got the production schedule from somewhere roughly in this room. There's a little tucked away zone with like a printer or copy or some weird office device in it. I think that's where we got it from. There were multiple... No, wait. We found a note. Maybe that note was in the Ice Bear fridge. That suggested that they put the backup file in the ice cream maker, which is a thing I haven't interacted with, but I know where it is. Let's take this a step at a time. I don't remember how to get to the dice maker. I wanted to do that. There's some, like, weird stair thing that always trips me up around here. I think this is actually it. I think this takes me where I want to go. Yep, that's her. That's definitely just like her. Going very slowly and carefully, because I don't want to edit today.
Oh, it's you again. Are you looking for a die?
Still locked, huh? Fair enough, I guess. I kind of thought that would work, but alas, earwax. Well, we passed like 11 in-game minutes or something? Woof. Alright, let me work my way over to the ice cream maker. Can't not go, so I'll take this route. But I don't like it here. Oh, wait a minute. That's gonna be physical instrument, though, right? Oh, I really want to finish this thought. It'll make my life better if I finish it. I think I could theoretically abandon it, but I really don't want to do that. If I ever want to complete it, it's just gonna take more time if I don't do it now.
This orange machine is buzzing like an old submarine. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner on top and an electric freezer that appears to be frozen shut.
I don't remember the pry bar not being strong enough. I don't believe I've encountered anything to do about that. Certainly doesn't help that my physical instrument is currently lowered. There's really no point in trying that. What is this? I remember not doing this either, because it sounded like I would break something.
2 cables are plugged into the breaker box. The red one leads to the Ice Bear fridge, and the black one to the ice cream maker nearby.
Why would I want to unplug either of these? This is not what I remember the breaker box doing. I thought it was connected to the, like, doorbell situation outside. I don't know why I would want either of these, so I will continue to leave it where it is. Alright, I think I know what to do next. It's not what I want to do, but I think it's what I should do. First, let me... Am I still wearing electrochemistry something? It honestly does not look like it. Which is super weird, because then I don't really understand why electrochemistry kept triggering. Is there anything in item? No, I just got the cube back and it's being weird about it. Where are my, like, cool guy glasses? That's the one. Superstar sunglasses. Get wrecked, visual calculus. So I think at this point, I think I'm just gonna do the mission to get the gun from Mr. Everett. Because I was thinking about this, and basically, it's important to me. I want to get the full set of armor. And that's on some level, that's because I expect a potential direct conflict with the mercenaries at some point. I don't know that that's definitely going to happen, or even that it might happen. But, like, if I'm going to get the armor, I really should have my gun. And even just by nature of being a superstar cop, I should have a gun. Did I talk to Joyce and trigger the thing with Kim? No, I didn't. I'm gonna level with you. That sounds like a lot of work. I need you to give me an honest rating on a scale of 1 to 10, how important that is to me. I don't know if that shuts off when I actually, like, try to talk about it. 4-ish. If it's a 4-ish, then we'll do it if we come back to it. Well, I should talk to this guy, because I haven't legitimately asked him for the intel on what to do, even though, like, 2 days have passed, I think.
Hola, Wandering Man. How can I help you?
What do I know about my gun? I know virtually nothing, I think. Mr. Everett has implied that his people can help me find the gun. And I've asked a couple of additional folks about the gun, and I'm pretty sure no one's told me anything of importance. And I have tried... Well, I have held out on doing this in the hopes that there would be another way to find the gun. For now, I at least want to hear what he has to say, just because I have relatively few leads on what to do. The other thing for me to do right now would really be to go back to the church, see if I can learn more about the Whirl thing, the game, the radio computer game, and then also maybe see if I can convince her to leave the church so I could start like a dance club. I'm not really convinced that either of those things are very likely. Jake, I hope you get your ordered food correctly and in a timely manner. It's the least that the world could do. Everyone said you have a key to a door.
A key, huh? What door is this key supposed to open?
Said it belonged to a weasel.
Oh, say no more. I got that key right here. And let me tell you, it's mighty good of you to help us out during the strike. Working class solidarity, as they say.
Oh no, it's another one of those political choices, huh? Saw an opportunity and I took it. I'm a hustle grinder. I have a sneaking suspicion that's another thought I could have, is to just become a hustle grinder. That may be related to the pain I felt in the dream before. There is something funny about, too. I heard something about a weasel. It didn't sound like a local polar weasel, if you know what I mean, wink. I'm not opening the store for myself. I'm opening it for all working men. Or, I'm not really doing this for political reasons.
Oh, so the none of the above type, are you? I get it. I like to keep my distance, too. But it doesn't matter. It's a good thing you're doing. Thanks. What you're looking for is a basement door behind the greenhouse. That's behind the whirling in rags. That's all I know. Our organization is what you call compartmentalized. Means we keep out of each other's business.
Okay, but where did you get the key from?
The janitor gave it to me. Nice fella. We talked about life and things that really, truly matter.
Oh, is that right, Jakey? The end of Ash's story on the Pokemon anime is out on Netflix? Is there, like, even, like, a place on, like, cable or TV somewhere where those air? Or, like, do the dubbed versions of the Pokemon episodes, like, only go to Netflix now? I genuinely don't know this at this point. I know it moved around a few times. Like, it used to be on, like, WB, like, way back in the day when WB was still a channel. And then moved to, like, Cartoon Network for a long time. And I think I was vaguely aware of it moving to somewhere else. And then I lost track.
None of this mess we're in. This jiving and juggling. What's it for? To feed our children, I guess.
Only the Japanese language is on TV. Curious. Anything else I should know about this, like, weasel guy?
I'm more of a philosophical dock worker. I like to talk about the big picture stuff. Who I am, who you are, what we are fighting for.
who he is and what they're fighting for? This is interesting.
Is it?
Ask him about the Hardy Boys.
Thanks, physical instrument. I'm glad I passed that at -2. Hey, you know anything about the Hardy Boys?
Los Ardis? They're an independent militant group.
Oh,
A bit too high-strung, but it comes with the responsibility.
wait, they're in some way affiliated with the Union, aren't they?
They're sort of like you. Preserve the rule of law and all that. Except it's Everard's law. But really, they're just like you.
People are alike all over.
Is he actually comparing you, an officer of the law, to some neighborhood vigilantes?
There is only one law, and it's me because I am the law.
Why not? Must be nice being something else for a change. The rest of us are just folks.
I'm not sure if this is new. Might be the response from Inland Empire. I'll check it anyway. Why are you
We're
striking?
negotiating our share.
Your share?
Aye.
Not like wages or
This
pensions? or-
stuff. They already covered.
At least you got benefits, that's something.
It's not enough. Not enough to get ahead. More about keeping us in our place.
Oh, okay, economy stuff. I want to talk about something else.
The man whispers a jaunty tune.
Okay, bye. I'm having a thought.
What's this? We're getting reports of normal, reasonable, temperate, political opinions somewhere in Martinez.
This is because I keep saying none of the above to political stuff, huh?
It's also about that, but it's also more. Perhaps it's the hangover. Perhaps it's a temporary surge of serotonin, but something tells you it's time to become a citizen of the Kingdom of Conscience.
Where is said kingdom?
It is not a place. It is a moment in time that can only arise in the right circumstances. In all of human history, it's only been achieved a handful of times.
How do I do that?
Incrementally.
Yeah, I think I definitely earned this one. And I'm not shy at all about having dropped communism earlier. This definitely feels right.
Yawn. You'd get there faster with a little speed.
Oh, electrochemistry on right back.
History's greatest catastrophes have been brought about by people trying to make the world a better place. Too quickly.
You can make fun of me if you want. I do feel like I literally had this conversation today. Where I was like, I don't know. I happen to know someone who I feel like is maybe trying to take on all the world's injustices at once, and it may not be the most practical way to live a stressful time. I'm not telling them how to live their life, but they might be happier not taking on everything all at once.
That's the genius of Dolores Day. She recognized that progress is meaningless if its gains are lost because of instability. Real, lasting change can only come about gradually, increment by increment.
Okay, but what's the Kingdom of Conscience like? How's is it good?
The kingdom is difficult to comprehend, and even more difficult to describe, partly because humanity will need to discard many of the categories that define and limit it today. The Kingdom of Conscience is post-capitalist, post-national.
Is it post-nasal?
It's also post-industrial, post-ideological, and even post-sexual.
Well, hey, I gotta tell you, good news, we're already covered on that front. Because I thought about it for 8 hours and I'm not obsessed with my own sexuality anymore. I feel like that puts me firmly in the post-sexual camp. There's a lot of opt-out options. Sounds incroyable. Allons-y, let's go there. Toot sweet.
Slow down, Mr. Reasonable. Did you miss the part about compromising and taking things slow?
My bad. Let's go, like, eventually?
That's right. Remember, real democracy is just around the corner for Revachol. When that real democracy kicks in, a long time from now, we are all going to be so much happier.
I just want to do, like, obviously I'm nowhere close to doing this. Kingdom of Conscience. Interesting. -2 half-life. Heartache is powerful, but democracy is subtle. Incrementally, you begin to notice a change in the weather. When it snows, the flakes are softer when they stick to your worry-worn forehead. When it rains, the rain is warmer. Democracy is coming to the administrative region. The ideals of DeLorean humanism are reinstating themselves. How can they not? These are the ideals of the Coalition and the Moralist International. Those guys are signal blue, and they're not only good, they're also powerful. What will it be like once their nuanced plans have been realized? My ridiculously circuitous plot is almost 3/4 completed. And obviously no insight on the solution just yet. Boy, I really want Wasteland of Reality to be done. Really do. I don't know, man. Is it time to do the gun thing? We might be able to get away with going to the church and not committing honorable seppuku. I do have a postcard. I mean, I guess slow travel doesn't pass time. Does fast travel pass time? Anything to pass small quantities of time incrementally today would be just, like, great. Would be really good. Just real quick, we could check. What's the check for the bullet? It's hand-eye coordination. It said that in my journal, right? So, hand-eye coordination. I don't think I may have literally nothing that helps with that. That sounds correct. Action speed is not it. So much electrochemistry, also not it. Yes, I have no current way to boost hand-eye coordination. What? What's the difficulty of the check? Wasn't great. Wasn't terrible. Was it 42?
The bullet is still safely sealed away in a
It's
plastic
58.
bag bearing the RCM stamp.
Alright, I gotta be honest with you. My schedule got thrown off because of my half-hour plus phone call. It's customer service. I had to jam like a bunch of water right before the stream. God, I need to use the restroom. I'm gonna be back pretty quick. I'm gonna put you on the pause screen. You talk amongst yourselves about whether I should go to the church or do the gun thing or roll this check or something. I don't know. Decisions are hard. Have fun. I'm back. And good news, I defeated the gnat that's been pestering me for like 4 days. It only appears when I'm trying to focus on tasks. But I've been trying to leave it alone. I could not, because it just keeps bothering me. Okay, so. Gun is middle name, huh? I suppose it is Laser Gun Blues. I suppose that's true. There's a question to myself. If I had to spend a point to re-roll this, how much do I hate putting a point in hand-eye coordination? I feel like there's more I can do to improve this check. That was a menace that just won't fly. Not anymore, it won't. Let's get our gun back. I feel confident that I will regret this, but I am impatient to make some kind of progress, and I'm a little nervous about trying some of the other things. Even though I'm pretty convinced this is a bad idea, I do feel like it'll make progress. No, it's on the outside. It's over there, though. It's the problem. God. Listen, I'm not trying to call anyone out, but if someone tries to convince me to talk to Kuno today, they're going to catch some words. I feel like the last several streams someone has been like, Vasco, why don't you go talk to Kuno for reasons that might help? And it turns out that they don't help. And I genuinely don't think there's any malice there, but it's like, yeah, but I just can't stress enough how much I hate talking to Kuno. Thank you, Demolition, for the 3,600 bits. Did that alert show up properly? I feel like it didn't. There really is something broken there, huh? What would that be? Not the jar. know. I don't know why that's not... It should be this. Am I hiding it? No, it's like right there. What's wrong with him? Do you mean Kuno? Have you seen Kuno before? I would honestly prefer to refer you back to any previous VOD than to witness Kuno again. He's, like, extremely homophobic. He's very aggressively unpleasant. He's very egotistical. And also, like, fully half the things you can say to him cause you psychological damage. It's very annoying. The sound of running water. Someone's washing dishes. If Florida was a person. That's not as much wrong as I would like it to be. That's pretty close to it. It's probably a good shorthand, Jakey. Really feel like I shouldn't unlock this door when there's someone who could hear it, but I can't not go because I'm already here.
The door has braved the elements for decades. The copper nails holding the upholstery in place have turned green from sea air, and so is the knocker,
Oh,
shaped
baby.
like a lion's head.
You should get a doctor to check that
The
out.
royal lion, Guillaume's kitten. This knocker will last a lifetime and then some.
Oh, that's good to hear. You like to hear about a knocker that endures. Press your ear to the door.
Someone is moving around in the apartment. You hear the water being turned off and the sound of dishes clinking together.
This game is hard. I know you don't, like, do anything in this game, but it's really hard. Is there supposed to be some way I can reason with this person? Why would I ever knock on the door? If I'm able to clearly hear without even passing a skill check that there's activity inside, and the intention is to just, like, unlock the door for something unsavory to happen. Question marks, get gun. Why would I want to draw their attention to it? Just do it.
The key stops midway in the lock. Something's blocking its path. Not a sound is coming from the apartment. The tenant's key is in the lock. The lieutenant looks first at the door, then back at you, then signals you to back off from the door.
That's peculiar. This sort of thing bugs me a little bit, because I feel like I would love to have an exchange with Kim to be like, what do you think we should do? And I don't feel like that's like an unreasonable request in a game where we're partners trying to do police work. There have been some occasions where the game provides his insight, and it's often been very helpful. But, like, this definitely seems like a situation where that should happen. I know you're in there.
That already defeats the point, doesn't it? Let's get out of here.
Okay.
As you turn to leave, you hear footsteps on the other side. Yes, someone's definitely home.
We should leave and go talk with Evrard. Tell him what happened, that we couldn't open the door. Maybe there's a workaround.
Run away! I don't know if there's, like, an option to actually, like, interact with that person. But, like I said, I wanted Kim's insight, and he says book it. Also, we haven't talked to Everard in a hot minute. Do I remember how to get there? I think yes. I really want that helmet. So I still take these stairs, I think, yeah? There's a singular trustworthy person in this game, it's Kim. That's generally true, but I think this game prides itself on nobody being perfect or entirely reliable, even Kim. They go way out of their way to give him, like, really minor character flaws so that, like, you can't entirely trust him, but, like, you can still trust him, like, way more than anyone else. You certainly can't trust Kuna. Oh, wait. Oh, I must not have had my bag out before, when I was up here. I can have all of these? Wow, that probably would have been good to know before. I'm pretty bad at this game that's hard despite not having gameplay. I know, I'm pretty impressive like that. Loving hubcaps is not a flaw. That's true, Kronos. I completely agree with you there. That's not the sort of thing I meant. That's just not porno, you know? That's like a pretty basic thing we can all agree is good. Really should go turn these in at some point. Might be able to buy new hubcaps with all that tear. I'm not even sure that's the correct way to pronounce that, to be honest with you.
This is the Night Watchman's booth. The name on the...
I should probably come back here when it's night, huh? I'm real smart. I'm a real smart guy. I know stuff. I figure out things with brain good. I'll tell you what, though. 0% for me to remember to do that when it's night. Although it's probably ultimately a good way to pass some time. Because I'm gonna have a busy night tonight. I guess it's this way. Still trying to buy books. I mean, in theory, Kronos, but the problem is, like, I may only be able to buy those 2 books. I still have not encountered a workaround to find out how to buy more books. The game tells me that there are many, many books, but it only lets me buy 2, and I don't know how to reconcile that in my big, dumb, glorious head. This is dead end, yeah? I'll level with you. If there's someone who knows how to, like, get more Man from Hemdall books, you can spoil that as long as it's not somehow plot critical, although I can't imagine why that would be. Did I look at this before? Oh no, that's the entrance. Didn't remember it being like a weird red curtain. Oh, hang on, I'm having a thought. This is not a fishing rod, is it? It's... I feel like I should be concerned that it just auto-saved, but okay.
Mr. Dubois, a pleasure as always.
He grins as if nothing in the world bothers him.
I bet he's still fuming internally due to your no-sitting escapades. He doesn't like to lose a battle of will.
I think I deliberately chose not to try and antagonize him before by talking about investigating the local drug trade. Am I still on that decision? Nah, I'm the law.
Ah, yes. Your side investigation. Thank you. You've got some spirit clearing up phony drug accusations alongside this murder. I'll talk to the mayor and see if I can get you the key to the city, Harry. Now let's talk real business.
Not even a speck of anger in his voice. That's that then.
Alright, let's talk about Weasel.
You fucked up. You waited too long, the weasel came back, and now you can't open the door I asked you to open.
Yeah?
Everett forgives, Harry. Don't cry, my boy. It's gonna be all right. I'm still gonna tell you about the murder. That's just the way I am. Benevolent.
Effing weasel.
Now let's get down to brass tacks. It's time for men like me and you to figure out who's killed who and why. Real police work is gonna start happening now. I promise you, Harry, this is gonna be good.
I've heard about a connection between the lynching and the strike. I'd like to hear what you know about it.
By now, I'm sure you've figured out who the dead man was working for. The bad guys. Wild Pines. Sent to scare us. Another violent measure of the top hats against us flatcaps.
The question asks, what's your opinion on Everett as a person? I mean, obvious villain, interesting character, probably not a cool person to know socially. You looking for something more than that? I'm not sure I know enough about him to go on, like, a real deep dive. I appreciate a villain who doesn't try to rule through intimidation, because that's so, like, obvious. Like, a really high percentage of, like, cartoon villains behave that way. I like that Everett at least, like, feigns this, like, personable nature of, like, look, we're friends, you should do what I tell you. I'm listening.
Harry, this strike is the culmination of many, many mistakes made by the Wild Pines group. They tried to shut the strike down by sending in armed mercenaries.
You mean our victim?
A security contractor? Can you imagine that? Workers standing in peaceful protest, united in the spirit of fellowship, and they send hired killers to mow us down with machine gun fire?
Which it says, I'd imagine your Kuno opinion would be more colorful. I feel like I've given my Kuno opinion many times, unbidden by chat.
He performs a motion as if spraying bullets from a machine gun.
I'm talking beasts. Hardened killers from proxy wars in Yisut, Semenine, Saramoritsa. You
Please
name
stop.
it, they've done it. Raping, killing, burning villages, killing little children for the Senorita Pineapple Company, Harry.
I propose a drinking game for Disco Elysium, which is that every time someone casually names more than one fictional country name or location, you take a drink. And I think that you will have a bad time.
Everything they did there, they brought over here. They want to turn Revachol into a third world slum. Honestly, the only thing they didn't do is kill the village elephant.
Hang on. Do you have a village elephant?
No, Harry, the elephant is metaphorical and so is the village, but the mercs and their brutality are very real.
Go on.
Now, I haven't personally witnessed the brutalities out there. I have the luxury of staying in my container, you see. If I need to go somewhere, they just move my container.
Wait, what?
Yes, I'm an old man, Harry. My legs aren't what they used to be. They lift my office with that big crane. It's actually very fun. You should try it.
Should I? Because I think I can do that. There's, like, crane controls out there. I wasn't sure what to do with them. Am I supposed to, like, lift you? For some reason? I feel like that would be bad for you if I did that.
But enough about me and my fun container. The killers the company hired, I think there were 3 of them, all hardened commando types. One of them got downright suicidal, getting drunk, violent, a little rapey. Even their own negotiator couldn't control him. That's your boy, the one who likes hanging out and trees.
It's a really interesting way to describe that. Likes hanging out and trees. It reminds me of a certain really unfortunate turn of phrase from another video game. Why? Are you asking Demolition why I think it would be a bad time for him if I had control of the crane? It's because I feel like I could extort him into, like, giving me my gun back or some other thing.
By negotiator, you mean Joyce?
Harry, what you need to realize is, we dock workers are not pushovers. We got grit, Harry. This whole neighborhood does. Push us hard enough and we push back. And when we do, we push to kill.
I really like just playing dumb with this guy. I feel like it plays into his overconfidence. The whole neighborhood is in on it?
Potentially, Harry, potentially. We got arm wrestling champions, rowing club people, ex-coal miners, tough guys, all ready to spring into action for their home base.
Oh, you mean... Why does he say, like, enough about that subject and want to move on? Yeah, we could probably talk about it longer. I mean, it does sound fun, as long as I'm not in control of it, since I'm the law and not actually his friend. Hey, who did the pushing?
There's a militant wing inside the Union. A group of people whose duties don't involve manual labor, but peacekeeping in the neighborhood, making sure everything runs smoothly.
Based on this statement, I'm not entirely sure if you endorse it.
They're like you guys.
You keep saying that.
People who want to make sure bad things don't happen. And if they already have, well, punishment must follow.
Well, here's the problem with that logic, is that I am the law, and I'm not them, so they can't also be the law.
So these idealists killed our victim?
One day Titus Hardy, leader of this peacekeeping faction, comes up to me and says, "Boss, socialist democratic fervor drove us to take it upon ourselves to kill this beast that was burdening the land."
I gotta tell you, I feel reasonably confident that Titus Hardy did not say that. Nor did he say whoop-de-doo or any of the other silly things that were mentioned in last week's stream.
He probably worded it differently, but that was the idea. Sure sounded to me like they killed him. I gave them 2 weeks paid leave and told them to lay low to avoid retaliation.
Aren't you worried we might arrest them for this?
Oh, I'm not at all worried about that. These are not the kind of men who get arrested. They're Martinez boys, tough and gritty. I'd like to see the man who takes them in. Besides, I sent my lawyer girl to look after them.
Is lawyer girl is one word derogatory, or is that like girl boss, where it's like kind of a positive, but like it's overused to the point that it doesn't sound as serious?
If he's just boasting, then it sure doesn't feel like that to you. He's not worried.
There was a bullet in the hangman's head.
So they shot him.
He was shot in the head before he was hanged.
How odd. I don't know what to say, Lieutenant. They told me they hanged him. A hanged man is what I saw when I took a look into that yard.
He sure was a man who was hanging, but something surreal play. It's all an
It's
act.
impossible to say if he's telling the truth, sire.
Thanks, drama.
What I do know is, the case is in safe hands. If anyone can get to the bottom of this shot and hanged man, it's my 2 little policemen. Godspeed, policeman.
To be honest, I feel like I probably have missed out on some opportunity. It doesn't seem like he's getting me my gun, for starters. But there is something kind of interesting about the fact that I just waited a couple days. He's like, well, now you can't do that job. But you know what? Here's some information anyway. Like, I was ruminating on it. Like, I struggle a lot to really articulate my thoughts on this game, because there's a lot of good about it, and I feel like I would honestly talk more about that if I felt like the game was underrated as opposed to, like, perhaps overrated. So, like, I'm inclined to focus on the negative, which probably isn't entirely fair. But, like, I think the big problem I have with the random negative consequences is, like, for one, personally, I don't love it when you can't make an educated guess as to what your actions do in a game like this. Like, it's very frustrating when you think you know what's happening and just, like, you get, like, a harsh negative consequence that feels like you could never have guessed it. Narratively, that sort of thing can be interesting, but only if it's handled very carefully. And related to that, I feel like the narrative consequences for things tend to either be inconsequential damage or just bad. And I think it's so much more interesting if they're just alternative. I have not personally witnessed a lot of things where you fail a check and it's just another way to do something. It's usually just a hard roadblock or something that damages you. And, like, that's not as interesting. If more of the failures were like, oh, well, now you have to do this other subquest instead of just, like, going straight through, that could be more interesting. My experience has not been a lot of that so far. How do you know that they were hired by the shipping company? I mean, I know that, but I don't think you asked Joyce.
How do I know? Let me tell you about these people. That's their MO. It's what they do.
Don't actually have evidence, huh? Sounds bad for
Last
you.
winter, some poor workers in Terminal E went on a little strike. The company sent in Sediment, a security contractor. The strike was over the workers' right to wear protective footwear, Harry. These guys turn up and start beating people. Tell you what, Harry, I wouldn't be surprised if we got the same mercenary company after a little rebranding. And I'm sure as hell not surprised to see an army of scabs under my gates.
So you believe the scabs were organized by the security contractor?
You said it. Hell, one of those guys looks big enough to take down that proverbial elephant. Boys like that don't just happen to show up during strikes.
The name of the company is Krenel. It might have been Sediment before.
Of course. You're always one step ahead of me, Harry. I'm no genius. I'm in this position because people like me.
I can't imagine there's any negative consequence at this point to telling Everard about the tribunal, considering the fact that we already told Hardy about it, and that seems like that would be a much worse problem, except it actually helped us. So the remaining mercenaries are organizing a tribunal. It sounds bad.
Tribunal? That sounds serious, Harry. We Union men should be shitting ourselves. I wish you hadn't told me that. I'm gonna lose sleep over this. Let's change the subject.
He will remember
He's
this.
clearly happy about the tribunal.
You don't seem worried about it.
Oh, Harry, what do I really think about the tribunal? You're trying to climb to second base with old Everard before you've even courted him properly.
Nah, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm definitely not trying to get to second base with you. I know that's like a turn of phrase or whatever, but like I can't stress enough that that's not happening right now. You mentioned a lawyer girl?
Oh, Liz is a bright one. I paid for that law degree myself, thinking it'll probably turn her all fancy. But hell, Harry, she came back a firebrand socialist. Sometimes she scares me with her zeal.
Tell me about Titus Hardy and stuff.
Oh, they are simply fine young men, all 7 of them. Exemplary union members, always working to advance their position in the local socialist democratic movement. Core members.
You know, I never really thought about the number of them. I know that my, like, visual calculus or whatever said that there were 7 plus the mystery lady who vanished. Do you think that each one of the Hardy Boys is based off a trait from the 7 dwarves? I legitimately haven't thought enough about this for that to be true, but it might be. Kind of hard to find character traits for, like, 7 characters who are mostly throwaway characters.
Old Theo used to run them, but things really kicked into gear when Titus took the reins and named the group after himself. Gotta love his initiative.
Interesting. Who's second in command?
They're almost all of them great guys, born leaders. Whatever happened, I'm sure they only had the best interests of Martinez and Revachol in mind.
Oh, maybe the 7 deadly sins. Yeah, that could be. Could be that.
Work with them. Hell, interview them. But don't fight them. They really are just like you. Men who like beer, women, and some order on the streets.
Everard, I met the Hardys. Can you make them
But
cooperate?
of course. It's the least I can do for my good friend Harry. I'll do it right after we've concluded this talk.
I must tell you how much I don't believe that will actually help. But I got experience points for it, so that's not nothing. But I feel like a guy like Titus Hardy, at best, will hate me more for even having asked for this.
You can now go and tell Titus about this. See what he has to say.
Weird that that's even a skill check, but
Also,
okay.
Harry, here's 5 real.
Why?
I'm not giving you anything. I'm just holding out 5 real.
Okay.
Needless to say, this is another move. Don't take it.
Thanks, Felician. I did figure that out, but thank you. I do appreciate it. I only needed the Hardy Boys to stop being as big of dicks as they naturally are.
Oh, I wasn't offering it to you, just holding it out there. But I'm willing to share information. Was there anything else?
I kind of feel like if, like, Everard was, like, a real person, he would be your boss at some stupid company, and like he would keep doing like insane stuff, and then if you like ever said anything about it, he would just keep being like, "That was a test, and you passed." Good talk. Let's conclude.
Was it a good talk? I'm not sure we made much headway here. I was hoping we'd bust the case wide open. Heck, I even wanted to tell you what I really want to achieve with the strike. I don't know what happened, Harry. I wanted you to feel like Mr. Martinez. And of course, I also wanted you to find your gun. But it's like I can't completely trust you. Yet.
Hang on. What?
Yes, Harry. It's like I can't fully trust you if you're not a man of the left. I want to, but I just can't.
See, that's gonna be a problem for me, because I'm the guy who chooses none of the above from the political options.
He's been hurt too much in the past by men who aren't social democrats.
I'm not a man of the left, I'm a patriot of Revachol. You're right not to trust me. I take care of me. I'm a hustler. I grind. I'm a money engineer. What's that supposed to mean? I'm more left than you are. This is another corrupt scheme, isn't it? I'm neither left nor right. I do what my heart tells me to do. Yeah, sure, why not?
What does your heart tell you about your lost gun, Harry? Does it tell you to forget about it? Or do you think it wants to be found?
It's hard for me to say.
I think it's lonely and cold. I think it wants to be found, and I have a proposal for you.
Alright, I'll hear him out on this. But I don't know how I'm supposed to know what I think the gun would say, because it's not near enough for me to hear it talk like my horrific necktie.
And what would this entail?
Once again, I require nothing unethical or illegal of you. You just need to get 2 little signatures on this piece of paper, and then mail it to my accountant in La Delta.
Kim, what do you think of this?
Depends. I don't think what we just got from Mr. Clare was very useful.
But, he thinks, it's your call.
As I said, it weighs on me heavily. But once we get really talking, well, I'm gonna hand you the keys to Martinez, and maybe even help you figure out who's behind this killing.
Okay, what are the signatures for?
I'm glad you asked, Harry. The Union is going to build a modern youth center in Martinez. It will be righteous. We're gonna get those teenagers off drugs and on roller skates.
Whether they like it or not? Also, I'm highly skeptical. I would like to press X to
There's
doubt.
a nameless little street on the coast with some old houses around it. Most people have already signed. I just need 2 more signatures to get this mission off the ground, Harry.
I mean, a fishing village.
Yes, the little cul-de-sac on the coast, where all the men have drowned, in either the sea or the bottle. A gloomy place, doesn't have that Union attitude.
What will happen to the current octopus if they sign this?
They are just gonna have to deal with the construction noise for 6 months, and then they'll be living like kings. Right next to a fancy new youth centre, designed by the best architects from Stella Marie.
Huh. Who do I think the 2 signatures are? Probably Lillian and the older woman? Who's like shack I'm living in? Probably? They're kind of the only 2 proper residents, right? I mean, this is a case, unlike the last one where I felt fairly confident something bad would happen if I did the thing. This might be a case where I just go and talk to them, and if they say no, I just don't do it. Okay, sure.
You bring joy to my heart, Harry. Such a pleasure to be working with you. Here.
Although, honestly, at this point, part of me just wants to keep disappointing Everard and see how long I can do
You
it.
need to get signatures from Isabel Sadie and Lillian Carter. The cul-de-sac is right past the pawn shop and across the canal. I heard there was some trouble with the water lock, but it should be fixed now.
I gotta tell you that, that's not seem like a proper geographical description. It's not really just past the pawn shop. It's not like a huge distance from there, but it's really not right past
Once you
it.
have the signatures, mail this to 13022 La Rocca in La Delta. Then we can talk about your gun.
Now, given the parameters of this job, it's not surprising to me that there's an option to lie to him. It is really funny that I can do it right away while he's like he's sitting right there and we just talked about this. I assume that maybe this is like an invisible skill check, and I get like a huge negative modifier for like doing this right now. I'm not totally sure about that, but like, it seems pretty possible. The long and short of that is probably not smart for me to do this right now. I might try it later, might. Can we go over a few details concerning that murder again?
Most certainly, Harry.
Okay, really not
Nothing
sure
but
why it
by
was
all
possible to
means,
say
Harry.
that.
What's on your mind?
Save first? I don't know, man. Chat's been mostly anti-save scum for a while now. If we can get a general consensus that we want to save scum just to see how badly that goes, I'm for it, because it sounds funny. But if we're playing it straight, I probably would not do that. Well, that's a pretty quick consensus. Mostly everyone who's been here in chat wants to see it. All right, give me a second.
See you soon, Debardeur. Just kidding, but not too much.
I don't know what that word means. Thank you. Well, it's a good thing that I just brought chat said I could save up to the top, because chat said I could save.
Mr. Dubois, a pleasure.
Yeah, I did that
No,
thing.
You didn't. I know the mailman, Harry. I know everyone and everything that happens in this town, and I know there's no letter in that mailbox yet.
Huh.
Just like I know you'll get it done. Once you stop horsing around, let me know when it's done.
I'll be honest, I'm not sure I want to reload that save. Because I think maybe having that information will let me just put a fake letter in the mailbox. Because if he's not checking the contents of the letter, who's to say?
By all means, Harry. What?
Saves coming all the time in Rune Factory 5. I don't know that much about Rune Factory. What types of things would you save scum in that? Yeah, I never came over here. Banner sags under the weight of rain and snow. Hey, just out of curiosity, how close are we to leveling up? Oh, like a lot closer than I thought. That's fun. So yeah, I was vaguely made aware of this character. I know nothing about him, but like I knew he was in this general area and I've never talked to him before.
Container, container, I'll turn you nice and red. Container, container, put the logos on.
That didn't rhyme.
Container, container, used to be Wild Pines.
Pardon?
Container, container, now belongs to Everard.
Now, if number 2 didn't have leave in squared brackets, I really feel like my inclination would be not to interrupt and let him incriminate the company by implicating himself in what sounds like more crimes. But, I guess the only option is to just, like, not really talk to... Well, maybe I could leave and come back and I'll have a different song.
Container, 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 used to be Wild Pines.
Nah, that's the same one.
Container, container, now belongs to Everard.
Bosses have really rare drops and you can only fight bosses once a day. Is Rune Factory an MMO? For some reason I thought it was like a... what's the name of that type of game? Like a resource simulating manufacturer game? That's not a thing. Hi.
Everard, he looks after everyone. Huh? Well, hey there. How can I help you, mister?
Wow, that just having that be a line of dialogue from this character makes him, like, much friendlier than virtually every person in this fake
The
world.
look in its deep blue eyes is as sincere as you've ever seen. Kind of makes you feel like an arsehole for no apparent reason.
That's me most of the time, to be honest with you. Except when people out a-hole me, which unfortunately happens a lot.
I see you are not a union man, mister. Did you get lost? You're not one of them scabs, are you?
Well, I'm not a scab, so what is it with you people in scabs?
I mean, I don't personally mind. Folks is just folks, you know, and folks gotta eat.
Doesn't seem to be waiting for me to answer.
Just some of the other guys don't look too kindly on the scabbing kind, if you know what I mean, mister.
what are you doing with those containers? Is it criminal?
Oh, I'm just making some covers for them containers here. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. So it's easier for the crane operators to spot them.
Yeah, hang on a second. If I don't do this check now, can I put on logic glasses and try it again, or is it lost to me forever? I mean, I suppose, in theory, I have just saved for the purpose of that save scum, so I could risk this, and it wouldn't be the end of the world.
Sure, mister. About what?
Okay, give me a second.
Bye-bye now.
I'm gonna put on my logic pants or whatever. I think I'm so bad at, like, menus. Oh. Lost logic. This is minus logic. Ooh. Ooh. That's a lot of logic. Wow, actually, I have a very logical outfit. Is there a blue crane near me? Yeah, I think so. I don't know if there's more than one crane. There's a crane here.
Oh, hey, mister. I knew you'd be back to talk with old Leo here. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. It's like Lady Larice said when she opened a bathhouse in the basement of my apartment building. They can only get so far before they're aching to get back. And lots of folk really did keep coming back.
It's a weird thing to say. I had some questions for
No
you.
trouble at all, mister.
Containers?
Oh, I'm just making some covers for them containers here. Yes,
It's
I am.
not getting
Yes,
better
I
than
am.
58%.
So
It's
easier
just
for the
not.
crane operators to spot them.
Everything is so
Yeah, not
pretty
surprised.
red. You and Leo look like brothers as you glance around with similar childlike wonder.
Wow, red is so much prettier than travel green. Nah, I won't say that. Green's a good color. But it's a friendly thing to do. I'm the law. I don't need to be his friend.
The old man whistles and hums a jaunty tune to himself.
Where is everyone? The harbor is empty.
Oh, most of the guys are down at the gates, keeping the scabs from coming in.
I have to tell you, on a personal level, I really hate the geography of the docks. Because they keep referring to that area as a gate, but it doesn't seem to be a gate that opens. It's like a wall in the middle of nothing that leads to question mark. It's very annoying to look at or think about.
We're on a strike. The whole union is. You don't have to work when you're on strike. Ha! We haven't worked for 2 months now.
So no one is working?
Not everyone is down there, of course. Mr. Evrard is in his office, where he always is. And Jean-Luc is guarding the gate.
Jean-Luc, you said.
But Titus and his boys got into some drunken trouble and Evrard sent them on a nice vacation. For a week or so.
Really? What trouble did they get into?
Oh, I'm not really supposed to talk about that. That's union business.
He smiles and leans closer.
Him and his boys stirred up something in town. Probably drank too much and got into a fight or something. I heard Mr. Evrard telling them to take some time off.
Don't go all bad cop on this simple, friendly fellow.
None of these actually sound like a bad cop options. I'm not really sure what the suggestion is. I guess 2 is more bad cop by implying a crime rather than being like, oh, like, just like tell me, just like gossip me a little.
I guess the boys got a bit too rowdy and had to let out some steam. I don't really know the details. Well, that's just how boys are, you know. I haven't been in a fight since I was in middle school.
Yeah, that's true for me too. No, wait. No, I think that was middle school.
Easy, Leo. Let's keep this on the hearties.
I feel like if the don't be bad cop suggestion was correct before, it's probably still correct now. So I guess I should say 2? Let's hear about your fight, and I don't know, maybe somehow that'll tell me what I want via accident. Via fortress accident? You see what I did there?
I remember I was the runt of the class. The bigger boys always used to pick on me. You see, I had a bit of a temper back in the day. Flew off the handle like nobody's business. But Mr. Everett and his brother always came to help. Once they beat old Noel Becker
Forgot he
so
was a
bad
twin.
he needed stitches on his head. Noel never started another fight with anyone after this. Mr. Everett and Mr. Edgar are real nice guys, mister. You should go talk to Mr. Everett. I'm sure you'll be good friends. He's friends with everyone around here.
You're never getting anything useful out of him. It's good enough you found out Everard has a brother called Edgar, and he helped Leo.
It's a really weird response from Volition. What's in the container and the crane? Pointing gesture.
Oh, that one. That should be empty as far as I know. Lots of containers here have nothing in them. They're just waiting to be loaded up.
You work here, Leo?
Yes, yes. Everybody needs a job, and this is mine. I'm Leonard, by the way. Leonard Bellick. But everyone calls me Leo. I'm like Mr. Everett's right-hand man when Mr. Edgar is out of town, and Mr. Edgar's right-hand man when Mr. Everett is away. Actually, Miss Beaufort is the right-hand man, but she's a lady.
Okay.
Who is this, Miss Beaufort?
Is that Elizabeth's last name? That's the lawyer, right?
A real pretty lady with a skin like those douce sucre candy bars my missus likes so much. Them are real nice to suckle on once the dinner is done and me and the
Don't
missus
say
sit down
suckle.
besides the radio.
Don't talk about a lady's skin tone and then say suckle in a casual conversation, you sociopath.
But I can't listen to the radio all the time. There's so much to do around here and I'm always busy keeping things running here. Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
Stay on this Miss Beaufort topic.
Dude, my emotions are like all over Leo. I've passed like every skill check other than the logic, which really should have been an easy logic check, but in fairness, I am as dumb as a rock. Hold on. Who's Miss Beaufort, please?
Oh, Lizzie. She is a real sharp tool. Mr. Everett put her through some fancy school and everything, east of the river. 4 years she was gone, and when she came back, she was all fancy and lawyerly.
I heard she wasn't as fancy as people had feared.
But she's a real nice girl. Grew up in this here neighborhood, knows everybody and gets along with everyone. Real pillar of the community one day, I'm sure.
Now, I'm not saying she's a bad person. She and I are sort of enemies, so I get her standoffish attitude. But I think stern is the word that comes to mind more than nice and the implied friendly.
For a fraction of a second, there's sadness in his eyes.
If me missus and me was to have a child, I'd be real happy if she turned out like her. But she can't have kids. Dr. Lemaitre said so. And she knows about such things. Been a doctor for almost 50 years she has.
Yikes. Yikes forever.
Law school? Could she be talking about the union fixer, aka the gardener?
Oh no, I'm still wearing all my logic stuff, so I accidentally passed a logic check. But it was an easy logic check that I still barely passed. So, is this the union fixer / gardener?
Looks like it.
I'm not sure what a fixer is, but she is a real nice girl. Smart as a whip too.
You the Leo who wrote the note to make more banners. I don't recall this note. Are you that guy?
Oh yes, yes. I leave all kinds of notes for myself. That old head of mine ain't so good at keeping things in no more. I almost forgot about the borscht.
What was that about the borscht?
Oh yes, I've been taking special whirling borscht to the men every day since the strike started. It's very, very good. Makes a man feel so warm and happy. I feel like I could take on Mr. Renadan's boar dogs every time the lunch is done.
Power borscht, huh? Never heard of a borscht that turns little guys into dogfighters. Alcohol, however.
What do you mean, taking the soup to the men? Is it for striking? Is it striking soup?
Yes, yes. I'm taking it to them. The borscht keeps them happy and in fighting spirits. Makes you all warm inside. They brew it in the whirling in rags.
Who makes it at the whirling? Can you tell me the name of that guy whose name I failed to understand due to logic barrier?
Oh, the whirling's cook. He makes it. Them is always talking with Mr. Manana in that weird language and laughing together. He doesn't speak what we speak. He's from Grad.
Looks like the borscht is spiked. I'm gonna look into it. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think there's enough information there for me to draw that conclusion. I agree there's something suspicious about it. I don't think spiked is the first thing I would think of, and I'm not sure that I care, but at the same time, I'll put it on my side quest to-do list, I guess. Because it's not the sort of thing that I'm outright opposed to.
Oh, sure, mister. Sure. You do that. Yes, sir.
He didn't actually understand what you meant, and now he's just nodding along.
Uh-huh. Sure, composure. Did you say something? Alright, let me put different clothes on. My suggestion jacket. I was wearing my armor that whole time. 2 pieces of armor, no less. Superstar glasses. Gotta get that perception frog hat. Yeah, it looks like everything I changed. I wonder if I can go talk to Joyce and she will figure out this thing that I failed the logic check. I love that I, like, passed at that I think it was a logic check, that really important one about the mercenaries earlier on. And then, like, this really obvious thing, I'm just like, nothing. You see the little hamster wheel spinning in my head. What's the control for the crane? Ah, this is it, right? Yeah, that does appear to be a blue crane.
A rusting control panel with several knobs. 2 buttons marked Marche and Arrête are faded with use. It seems to control the large crane above. A container is attached to its hook block.
Well, look, I'll tell you that when I first came here and saw this, it felt like something I, like, definitely shouldn't mess with, but Everett did say I should try moving the thing with the crane. Now, I get the impression this is not the same one that he was talking about, but he said I could do it. So, Marsh would be go, and Arrête would be stop.
With a loud grind, the crane shifts overhead, moving a massive metal container through the air.
Okay. Oh, no, wait. No, we're fine? I think we're fine. This is the sort of thing that I think breaks the stream.
And with a surprisingly quiet thunk, the crane places the container down. The harbor sleeps as the strike rages in the distance. The crane can rest again, now that its purpose has been fulfilled.
Its purpose?
Moving this container, of course. For this purpose it was built. For this purpose it has acted. And now it will rest.
I can't see how that was worth the wreckers, except for seeing the crane in action, which I admit was satisfying.
Do I need to press Arrête? It seems to have stopped.
The crane does not return to its original position. It does not move at all.
Scum if you have to? Oh, I really don't like the sound of that. Oh, I think I know what you're implying. Quick save, sure. I was really expecting that to move the visible crane. This is probably going to be physical instrument, though, right? If I have to break into it?
A cargo container. Just one of many in the yard.
I think there's something special about this container.
Is this like your thing with that wall again?
Maybe. I can't tell. I think we should investigate further. I like this dialogue because it sounds like something they would say on Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt.
You do? Because I don't.
What? Why not?
There are a million containers here. Why are you fixating on this one?
I don't know who this option is for, but I think it's funny that there's consistently like a narc option where just like apropos of nothing you could be like, I think that's drugs. I think it's drugs and I should stop it. What is that show? Like, what is like a description of Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, or what is the name that I just said? It's a kind of an old Netflix show now. It stars Ellie Kemper, and basically the premise is that like Ellie Kemper and some other women were sort of tricked into joining this small-scale cult run by John Hamm, and they lived in a bunker believing that it was the end times for like many years. And then like someone breaks them out of the bunker and it's like big national news, but now they're kind of just like four mostly sheltered women trying to like adjust to life in the world. And it mostly focuses on Ellie Kemper trying to move to a big city to escape the stigma of being what they call like a mole woman. And it's mostly just like an insane tour of life in... It's kind of like an extension of the 30 Rock universe. It's like Tina Fey stars as a character in it at some point, and it's got like, you know, SNL alumni and stuff in it. It's I'd put it on my short list of favorite shows ever, despite the fact that no one ever watches it on my recommendation or likes it ever. But I think it's great. It's like written just for me, so I love it. It was hanging from a crane cam. Obviously it's important.
You just picked one out because you wanted to interact with a cargo container. We are not here to interact with containers. We are here to talk to the Union, right?
Knock
No
on the door.
reply. The knock produces a hollow ring of metal. Doesn't sound like there's anything inside the container.
Open the door.
You attempt to turn the handle, to no avail. The doors seem to be mechanically locked. To your left, the lieutenant considers your actions with some puzzlement.
Now, demolition. I'm not sure that any reasonable amount of save scumming gets me in here. I have a +3, and my chance is the absolute lowest it can be. What is my actual rhetoric now? Am I actually wearing something that reduces my rhetoric? I genuinely don't know this. I have a oh, that's right. I have -1 because of Lawjaw. But that still doesn't seem right. Well, no, I guess. What's the pass on this? What's the thing? No, it should be 0. But the check is 18. Okay, that's probably right, because then I get no bonus, and the max I can roll is 12, so I obviously can't hit 18 without getting boxcars, which is an automatic pass. So that sounds right. I will say, though, it's a white check, so... it's very peculiar to me that this is a rhetoric check. I guess the notion is that Kim knows exactly how to get in here, but he doesn't want to tell me. Open it.
Why are you even trying to open a door with rhetoric?
Literally because getting physical wasn't an option.
Because what wasn't an option?
Using my body over my wits, my gorgeous body.
Now is not the time to get philosophical, detective. You can do that after hours.
Come back for this. There's a part of me that wants to go talk to Everard and see if he'll tell me what's in the container, but I don't think that will happen. It's a weird loop you just did.
Mr. Dubois, a pleasure as always.
Hey, what's in that container outside your office?
My dear Harry, there are literally millions of containers in this harbour. I couldn't possibly remember what's in all of them.
There's something special about it. It was attached to the convulsant crane.
Harry, you smooth-talking son of a bitch. Time is a precious resource, and I don't have enough of it to count containers with you.
Smooth talking. Maybe that's the way to go about opening the container. You should at least try convincing it.
Did that literally just reset the white check? Also, is that not what I did before? It feels like that's what I did. I'll have to double check and see if I have rhetoric stuff. I think I have like one rhetoric modifier. Is it here, or do I go low? I don't know, it's up this way. Ahoy, Haggis, welcome to the stream. We still have some time left. I should go a little bit longer because of the bathroom break and starting late 2 days in a row. How are you doing, Haggis? I'm gonna put on pants or whatever. I have one rhetoric, and I promise you I don't remember what it is. I should. Oh, it's a shirt. It's probably just the shirt, to be honest with you. This also probably isn't worth doing before checking the fact that I actually reset that check, but I do assume that I did, by the way that was all phrased. I can minus rhetoric. That seems helpful. Let me do that real quick. Once I left for a week-long business trip to Utah.
You're back before
I
the
hope
cargo
that...
container.
Nope, that didn't reset the check at
Its draw
all.
has not lessened since you were last here. If anything, it seems to have grown slightly.
Come back to this. Let me put my armor back on. See, everyone keeps saying stuff like, oh, this crate. I had to roll a 12 to open it because it's a skill I'm very bad at. What am I doing now? I guess I can turn in all my recycling. I come this... No, I need to go this way. Again, on a personal level, I kind of don't love the way the cargo area is laid out either, but mostly just because it's like kind of an unnecessary maze. Wait, is that not... No, wait, when I come this way, I have to go the long way. I have to go by the booth or whatever. We've been to the church. Yeah, we have been to the church. I say it like that because it like broke a whole stream, but I think I might go back to the church now because I have stuff to do there. Oh my god, why am I so dumb? Free me from this prison. Oh no, I just used it. That's right. The door always confuses me because that doesn't... Architecturally, that seems like nonsense to me. So let's turn on our recycling. I noticed that no one in chat explained how to get those books. I'm convinced there's not a way to do it, but if we find it, I'll buy them books. I guess we go to the church. I'll check my checks, but I think the church is
The
probably
tin
it.
machine stands in the corner. Your bottles clunk into the machine.
$3 whole US. I also hate that, like, multiple times tonight alone, the loading screen has told me if I see something I can't open, equip a pry bar. Except that there's something I would like to open, and it's like, your pry bar's not good enough for this. Yeah, like, there's a lot of things just generally about the like, geography and architecture of this place that's, like, really unintuitive and, like... Unsatisfying isn't quite the right word, but it's something in that family in this game, which is probably deliberate in that it heightens the, like, uncomfortable sense you get from interacting with it as a whole, and I think that's intentional, because I don't know why else you would make so many of these characters. What books? I'm 100% all in on Man from Heimdall, but so far I've been able to buy 2 books, and despite choosing every dialogue option that is like, I would like more books when reading the books, and the bookstore itself being like, there's an almost comically large number of books here. It will only seem to let me buy 2 of them. And I bought both of them. I'll buy more, but I cannot. Oh, I can go talk about the... Oh, I could look at the borscht, too. I sure don't think that's going to lead to anything relevant, but why not? I'm standing right here. Oh, I also can talk to Titus Hardy and say that I asked his work dad to
The man
have him help
ponders
me
his
out.
cooking utensils and gives you a little nod, acknowledging your presence.
Leo said you're friends with Manana. Is that true?
The mention of Manana gets his attention. He smiles and delivers a whole slew of unfamiliar words and lively gestures. Then he falls silent again. They're friends.
Thanks, Empathy. Appreciate it. What's that borscht
The
there?
man says a couple of sentences in that strange language of his, and then seems to wait for you to speak.
Ooh, this could be important. Yes.
Borscht need more vodka?
Picks up a bottle from the shelf.
Okay, so it's vodka that keeps the men happy and in good spirits. Clever move by the Union.
Of course, vodka. Now that makes a very, very special borscht indeed. Turn it up and then ask for some yourself. Turning it up seems like a dangerous idea, honestly. The place is a powder keg.
Oh, that's actually really weird. Haggis says the wiki lists 6 possible books viable in the bookstore. Wait, 6 total books you can buy in the bookstore? Of all varieties? One is locked behind talking to the working class woman. I already did that quest. I don't know what book that is. Oh, maybe that's just the Cockatoo book? I think I bought the Cockatoo book. I don't think you're able to just read that or whatever. Less vodka. Less vodka.
The cook gives you a long, disappointed look, then turns the stove off and seems to wait for you to speak.
Okay, I love you. Bye-bye. I really don't know what that accomplished. That might have an effect on the Union. I don't know. It's hard to say. Speaking of hard, hey Titus Hardy.
It's you again. What is it?
Let's wait a really long time for him to saunter over. We're getting closer. What did we add here? No, actually, nothing has changed, right? I think I actually upped this by wearing the glasses, or at least did the math to... Oh, let me say this first, I guess. I talked to Everard. He said you'd cooperate.
Oh, so you went and talked to my mommy, and now she's making me play with you. Is that it, lawman?
And what's gonna happen if we don't? You're gonna go and tell on us?
I would never tell on someone. Huh. I mean, Titus Hardy and his band of dwarves are pretty unpleasant. I feel like 2 is probably the way to deal with him. So in the books where you could buy the Cockatoo book, 2 books from Man from Heimdall, Dick Mullen, and Medicinal Purposes on the Pale. So I guess I think I know about all of those books. I swear that someone earlier, when I was asking about Man from Kjemdal, suggested that there were, like, hundreds of books or so, like, some comically large number of books listed on the wiki. So, I mean, if I have the 2, then I guess I have the 2. It's disappointing, but realistic. Yeah, I'll say this dumb thing that'll lose me hit points, probably.
You gonna let him talk to me like that, Titus?
He's so hurt by that. Genuinely hurt.
Let's see. Yeah, I guess I am, you big pussy. The old man sent word you'd be around again. That's the reason I'm being so forthcoming with you. Don't wear it out.
I don't remember what this is. Convince him he's being manipulated. Let me put on my convincing glasses. I have like a lot of skill points backed up. Mostly because I can't have any new thoughts right now. My head is full. Minus red. What? Oh no, it's shirt. Shirt is rhetoric. Canonically, they're over. So maybe someone was looking at just like that list of book titles that you can read in the bookstore that aren't themselves books. You know what? It's true that I really do hate this man. It's really just a safety save. I don't really intend to scum here.
It's you again. What is it?
It seems like it's a racist boxcar children. I mean, from having read the 2 books as much as the game will let you allow, I don't feel like that's the like, I get the boxcar children reference of there's just like a trillion of them. I don't pick up the racism explicitly. It seems, if anything, misogynist. 72%. Like, with this many positive modifiers, I really should be able to do this. My rhetoric skill is so atrocious.
Klasia is playing them like a
I
fiddle.
rolled Snake Eyes, for God's sake!
They got played, and they'll tell you the truth. There are many ways to go about it. All of them really good.
Kim, I'm gonna need your gun again! Ooh, hey, hang on now. First off, that implies, like, a Nonary Games-esque knowledge of parallel realities, which is concerning in and of itself. But let me tell you a little something, is that we've established a loophole is that if I can die, I can reload the save, because the game ended, so the only way to keep playing is to reload the save file. And frankly, given the nature of our earlier conversation, I feel like chat might have interest in knowing whether I'm actually able to do the gun thing again, and whether it's different under different circumstances.
That is absolutely not going to happen.
Just for like a second!
Not the point. I just don't want to give you my gun.
Just give me the gun! Don't talk, just gun me!
But I didn't say anything.
I know!
What are they whispering, Titus? I can't hear anything.
I don't know. Some kind of bitch fight, I think. Hey, bitches. No fighting in the union booth. Talk or walk.
You're a horrible gunless cop. This is all because you don't have a gun. You're never going to convince anyone without a gun.
Why is rhetoric like this? I still think that was the correct option. I probably would have taken psychological damage trying to convince him. That's really annoying. There's probably more ways to unlock... I mean, it's a white check, so I can just, like, put a skill point in rhetoric. Are we approaching the point where I need to do that? honestly, somehow it is coming up a lot. And it was originally a skill that I figured I would use. So it would put me up to, like... I really should know what the difference between probabilities of increased numbers of checks are. It's probably like 80-something. Hey, Christmas, welcome to the stream. I do wish I had my gun. I did disappoint Everett, though. I mean, if I put a skill point in this, I can redo 2 different checks that I just set. And I do have, like, 5 skill points back, though. It's probably not the worst thing I could do. Right, I have to leave and come back. Which means I have to watch him walk away. I hate to watch him leave, but I love to see him go. Is that the expression?
It's you again. What is it?
$83. $83.
I don't know what went wrong the last time. You have so many good ideas here. Make them all see they're puppets on a string.
You guys are always telling me your ideas are good, and then they're not good.
Those are the other guys. My shit is solid gold. You can trust me.
Please, I really can't afford to fail. I've worked really hard at this.
That's right. Titus is ready to break. You've come too far not to trust me now, pussy boy.
I'm certainly not feeling so bad about rhetoric being a skill I don't get input from.
Pussy boy? What the hell is going on here? That doesn't sound trustworthy at all.
Hey, thanks, Volition.
Whatever. Just do the fiddle thing, sire. It'll be artistic. And if you've already done it, do it again.
Oh, the voices in my head are very bad and stupid. Might as well play an imaginary fiddle. It's clear that you're being played like a fiddle.
No, we fucking ain't, asshole. No one's fiddling anyone in here.
I don't like the way you said that.
No, Glenn. I want to hear this. Who do you think is fucking fiddling me?
Oh my god. What are these insane options? You promised there would be good options. Promised there would be good options. Where are my good options?
Oh, you want more good options? Here we go. So good.
No, you seem like more bad options. I mean, your sweet little plaything upstairs. More fiddle playing. I'm not reading that one out loud. Dramatically put the fiddle down. You and I both know where this is going. Who do you think? Keep playing the imaginary fiddle. Grin sagely. 'Tis a pity she's a whore. Wink. Good lord, what is happening to me? I don't know what look up implies, frankly. Perform dramatic finale on the imaginary fiddle. The hunter becomes the hunter. There really aren't good options here. The hunter becomes the hunter is funny. It definitely won't help. I mean, having failed this check, I'm certain none of these will help. Honestly, the thing I want to do is just keep playing the fiddle with, like, basically no interruption. Who do you think?
I think you're losing it, Fiddle Man.
No. This fucking suicide carny is trying to get to me. This ain't gonna work with Titus Hardy. Put the fiddle down. Or walk away. It's that simple.
He'll put the fiddle down. Put it down, officer.
See, now that both of you said that, I'm pretty sure I'm not putting the fiddle down.
I do not understand. This fiddle play totally fell apart. The concept was solid, but the delivery, tragically off. You sounded like a madman, not a cop.
It annoys me that I did not have an option to keep fiddling. It annoys me less that I took damage for that. That's probably fair, to be honest with you. So it sounds like if I find my gun at the very least, it'll add a modifier and reset that check. I'm really not trying to save scum, but I am annoyed that I got 2 really bad rolls. At the same time, it's actually been kind of a while since we got, like, atrociously bad rolls that actually blew a check for us. How are we doing armor-wise? We're like 2.5 out of 4. I'm gonna be able to get the boots tonight, is the plan. Still running out the clock on today. It's taking forever. But I don't know where the helmet is. We started off with the most information about the helmet, but somehow none of it's actionable. Supposedly, Kuno kicked it into the water, but I'm not able to check water anywhere that I can think of. It's annoying. I would love to make progress on that, but I've tried asking essentially everyone in the world about it, and no one will help.
You're back before the cargo container. Its draw has not lessened since you were last here. If anything, it seems to have grown slightly.
Now, mathematically, I understand why this is true, but emotionally, it feels bad that having put a skill point in rhetoric, I literally have not altered the probability of succeeding at this check.
Despite the dirt that surrounds and trails you, a beacon of light emerges from deep within you.
That's unbelievable. That's unbelievable. Incroyable. I mean, I guess that makes up for the snake eyes before. Despite the dirt that surrounds and trails you, a beacon of light emerges from deep within you. Hello? Is anybody in there?
The door stands silent.
Well, that worked out well.
Satisfied, detective?
Try again.
If there's someone in there, I'd like to talk to you.
Just like that, you hear a click, then a rattle. Some mechanism unlocks itself inside the door.
Ahoy! Come on in!
Ahoy.
You can't be serious.
Yeah, save seems like a good idea after rolling a 12 on an impossible check. I don't even think I'm going to leave that to the chance of the autosave. Do I have a good one for this? Oh, I have boxcars. Yeah, this is a much better boxcars save. I'm not sure how dangerous this is, but either way, the save seems reasonable. Okay, well that's... Oh, this is probably gonna ruin the stream, huh? Hello? That looks bad.
Stands at the far end of the shipping container. It's hard to say anything more about him. You cannot make out any of his details, but you do feel the overwhelming presence of capital.
Of capital? Oh no, is he... Is light... Oh, he's Mega Vish Lightbending Guy. Somehow I only picked up on Lightbending Guy when I first saw that name. Yeah, I guess capital makes sense then. I can't imagine where this is going.
The feeling causes all the hairs on your body to stand at attention, like soldiers preparing for review.
Squint?
Something's amiss. The light beams bend around his face and scatter in 1,000 directions. It seems the laws of physics do not apply here. They are suspended, distorted, and echo. Trying to visualize the physics at play is liable to give you an aneurysm. Don't think about it too hard.
Oh my god, look at that check. You would need a 20 on visual calculus? That's impossible.
In the general stillness, only your tongue moves, flickering as you utter.
Wow.
Welcome. Come in. Make yourself at home. Sorry, I'm not better able to receive you. I wasn't expecting visitors today.
Am I immediately able to ask why you live in a cargo container?
You can't hear him exactly. yet you're able to understand every word he says. It is very strange. An overwhelming hum covers everything. Voice doesn't escape from him.
Now, what can I do for you, gentlemen?
What you can see of his body appears composed, in a sharp summer suit and yacht shoes. Who are you?
Who am I? Oh, I haven't been asked that question for such a long time. I don't meet a lot of people outside my circle these days. Anyhow, my name is Rustam Theodore, investor, license holder, and extremely high net worth individual. And you are?
Mr. Theodore, I am Lieutenant Kim Kisturagi of the RCM, and this is my partner.
Oh, I can't say Tequila Sunset for some reason. My name's Raphael Ambrosius Cousteau, most likely.
Pleasure to meet you, Raphael. I'm surprised in a positive manner, do understand, about your exceedingly high net worth name.
Thank you.
It is not. Never mind.
Oh, don't you worry, Lieutenant. I can tell a good man when I see one.
How do you have so much money? You can't even hold it.
Oh Lord, not this again.
What up, Kim?
Oh, nothing. It's just that we've got this murder to solve, and yet you go around asking everyone about money. And every time I ask, are you sure this is related to the case, you say, sure, Kim, I think it is.
Right.
And yet, it never seems to get us any closer to solving the case.
I don't know, man. If we didn't try to start that disco, I wouldn't have the sweet boombox, and that was pretty important to the case.
It's quite alright. I'm used to the question by now.
I don't think that was his problem.
I inherited my fortune from my grandmother, who herself was an extremely high net worth individual back in Grad.
Grad, hey, can you teach me how to communicate in Grad? That'd be a fun skill to have.
All I did was take her fortune and invest it prudently. Believe it or not, it takes more than a bit of skill not to blow a vast fortune on sailing boats, bad choices, and unsupervised state policy.
And blow.
What's it like being very rich?
I gotta tell you, at first, being rich is a lot of work. You've got to work hard because everything's so darn expensive. You know, prices increase exponentially at this income level.
Uh-huh.
But then, once you've reached my position, it's nearly impossible for me not to make money. My assets are so diversified that I'm bound to come out ahead no matter what. Some of my lower net worth friends say to me, but doesn't that take all the fun out of it? And I tell them, not really.
Oh, let's see. You're right. Capital accumulation is its own reward. Don't you think you should use your great wealth for the glory of your fatherland? You're a thief. People out there are working their butts off while you just chill here. It's great that you've done so well for yourself, but don't you think you owe some of that wealth to the rest of society? Cool, I don't even have any interesting replies. I assume that 4 is meant to be the moralist choice, which I'm kind of going for these days.
Sure, and they benefit when I buy things to stimulate the economy. Do you know how many jobs it takes to build and maintain a racing yacht?
Like a million.
Dozens, at least.
Oh.
Of course, in the future, it'll all be automated. But my point is this.
Jabbing his finger in the air.
Every man gets what he earns. It's the height of tyranny to take that from him.
I don't feel like this would be my response. You can't get my nature card again. Oh, that's good, Haggis. That's very good. I feel like that would be like a really good inside joke to have with your friends. Is like someone says something that like hurts your feelings, and you just turn to your friend and you're like, "I need your gun again." I don't feel like my character values money in and of itself. If money was a reward for his superstarness, he would care about it. I think I'm just gonna say nothing.
Capital makes one speechless, does it not? Blinds like the sun that rises from beyond the horizon after a gloomy winter.
I mean, it sort of helps that you're actually a blinding paranormal presence.
Hey, all this talk about money has made you lose the thread. What is going on with the light in this place? That's what you need to ask him about.
Oh my god. Wait, can I actually ask him for money? Oh, that'd be so funny. There's something strange about you. Seems like the one that is most closest to what you directed me to say.
What do you mean?
His essence seems to signify actual surprise. Well, I don't know how to put it. You look like this.
Are you talking about my chin?
No, like I can't even like focus on you. It's like you're John Cena and I like can't see you. Yeah, it's the chin. No, like I want to understand the metaphysical. I'll never get there.
Oh, that's what you mean. Yes, I've heard of this effect, though I've never witnessed it myself, of course. It has something to do with our Weissman coefficient.
What now?
It's some statistical thing. In essence, it says that when an extremely low net worth individual meets an extremely high net worth individual, some of the laws of physics cease to apply.
So, Demolition, is this literally the nature of some Estonian inside joke based on your comment earlier? Like, in Estonia, it's like poor people can't look at rich people or some bizarre thing? That's so weird. What a weird thing. You're telling me you're so rich that light literally bends around your face?
Among other things. But calm down. I am but a lowly single-digit billionaire.
I hope you mean your face. Don't tell people to calm down unless you have a really good reason.
That's good.
Hey, Kim, are you seeing weird stuff?
I see nothing of the sort. To be frank, all I see is a gentleman who's unusually well dressed for Martinez, in a cargo container, which I admit is odd.
Yes, I imagine that does look strange to you. My container.
Hey, what are you doing in this container?
Traveling. This is a great way to get around. It's fun, it's safe, and it gives me lots of time to think.
I mean, Everett kind of said that, so sure, I guess.
By the way, let me now ask you a question. Where are we exactly?
We're in Martinez, the district of Revachol, the former capital of the world. We're in Martinez. There's a pretty good hostel here called the Whirling in Rags. We're in Martinez. There's a cool church here. We're in Martinez. There's a creepy abandoned commercial area here. I don't really know. I'm torn here. I kind of want to tell him about the church. I don't think he'll invest in turning it into a cool dance club, but it'd be neat if he did. At the same time, if we tell him about the abandoned commercial district, do you think he'll invest in that? I find it unlikely that knowing this person will change much of significance at the game. And I guess since I haven't established the dance club, telling him about the church might cause him to buy it out from under me, and then I can't have a dance club? That seems pretty lame. There's a really creepy abandoned commercial area here.
Well, as we say in my circle, one person's crushing business failure is someone else's development opportunity. It's a shame I can't get out and explore myself. One of the downsides of being an extremely high net worth individual is that mobs of low net worth individuals are constantly banding together to ask for money.
I know he won't react well to this, but I can't imagine I'm going to talk too much to him, so I'll get some dialogue options. Wait, Haggis, when you said that thing before, you weren't kidding. Our money changed, huh? This is an important decision? I don't understand how that could be. Oh, coming up. Okay. And I'll just do what I was planning on doing, which is like, I just hear him out on this. 'Cause I was figuring this might inform what I should say after asking him for money, which seemed like a thing I could do.
There simply aren't enough hours a day to hand out all the handouts. It's like feeding seagulls. There are always more, and they never seem to do anything interesting with it, except more seagulls.
I don't fully understand the metaphor, but okay.
Spending money is a matter of desire. I'm sure you agree. I don't have the desire for spending it like that.
So you travel from place to place via shipping container.
Smart, no? It also provides a means to hide from all the targeted advertising we extremely high net worth individuals are constantly subjected to.
Yeah, that checks out.
Luxury yachts, high fidelity portable radio systems, fail-proof outerwear, and so on. It just gets a bit middle class after a while. A bit bourgeois.
Those sound pretty tiresome.
Don't get me wrong. They're nice things. But once you achieve a certain level of wealth, your time and mental space become much more important than material goods.
Sure enough.
He speaks from the heart. He has very different problems compared to low net worth individuals such as yourself. For example, no problems at all.
So you're saying that being rich isn't worth the hassle?
What? No, I did not say that at all. Being rich is great. Just don't tell anyone I told you that.
The bending light appears to wink. Hey, you're a rich investor. Can I have some money?
Could you please stop asking people for money? It does not reflect well on the RCM, and to be perfectly frank, we can't afford to look worse than we already do.
But Kim, I also can't afford to look any better than I do now. That's why I need money.
It's perfectly alright. Based on your appearance, I can tell I'm dealing with a smart man.
Is that so?
As you may know, us high net worth individuals do not have a lot of cash on hand. Investments and liquidity are enemies of one another. I think I only have coins for coffee machines. Here is 3 real. How much can you get for this?
I'll answer his question earnestly. It does sort of get me almost nothing.
That's the idea, my friend. You've got to work for the rest. Maybe you can make that money grow. Come up with an investment plan. How's that sound?
I mean, I'm not sure if I get to keep all this money that I have. If so, that's probably fine.
These ultra-liberal types
love
love losing huge sums of money on ludicrous proposals. Ergo, you should come up with a plan that's totally dead in the water.
These are the same equally bad check. I love... This is exactly the sort of thing that makes me want suggestion as my key skill. So I should come up with like I should come up with like the producers, or like my own version of the Fortress Accident game. Present an investment plan that will definitely fail.
Congratulations. You've somehow managed to fail at failing, which means, in a strange way, that you've succeeded.
You should invest in a youth centre.
A youth center, huh? What kind of youth center?
One with roller skates?
A place to train buff kids. A place to teach them practical skills like teamwork and self-discipline. Come on, tell him what he wants to hear.
One dedicated to instilling liberal economic values in children from low net worth families. Or one to inspire future leaders of tomorrow to public service. Well, he wouldn't like... He probably wouldn't want to hear public service. So, the other one, I guess.
Brilliant. Without children, who'll be there to buy stuff in the future?
See, this guy gets it. Honestly, I have concerns that the corporations of today genuinely don't understand this concept. Yeah, if it doesn't work out, we can always repurpose the Santra as like a shopping mall or whatever.
When life closes a door, it opens a window, yes? What's the expected return on this?
Highly educated, work-ready human capital ready to be directed towards any number of your vast interests. Or, with human beings, there's always a risk associated, which is why we've got to hold on to the center itself as a fallback. The first one sounds more like a thing he would want to hear.
You're deep into ultra-liberal territory now. Good work.
Very impressive. You've got a natural eye for unusual investment opportunities.
Superstar Cop says, I know.
I don't normally do this without a formal pitch deck, but to hell with it. What's the point of being rich if you have to follow all the rules? Here's a round of seed funding. This should be enough to prove out the concept and get things off the ground.
Cha-ching! What'll it be? Speed? Vodka? Cigarettes?
Thank you for placing your unwavering trust in me.
Remember, it's not a handout.
I know, that's why I didn't say the other one.
And I expect to see returns.
That sounds bad for me.
The lieutenant stands there, dumbfounded. His mouth opens slightly, then closes again.
And what's worse is that apparently I can't buy any more Men from Heimdall books.
Is he having a stroke?
Kim, are you having a stroke?
No, I'm not having a stroke. You're just still full of surprises. Most of them bad, but some good.
The lieutenant has granted you an aura of legitimacy. Bathe in it, but don't let your satisfaction show. Play it cool.
Now, was there anything else I could help you gentlemen with?
Nah, I'm pretty sure I ran out of dialogue options. We should go, like, find a murderer.
Why go so soon? I feel we've so much more to talk about. Ah, well, until next time.
Just making sure I can't go anywhere. Is that our first fail that paid off? I feel like we had, like, maybe one other one, but that's probably the first one of real consequence. I genuinely don't know what to do with this money at this point. I've been scrounging for so long that I scraped by getting, like, the things that I mostly wanted. I don't know how many things in this game are supposed to pay off by failure, but as I was genuinely complaining about earlier in the stream, I do feel like not enough of them for my liking. Like, I feel like a game like this wants a lot of interesting failures, and I feel like most of the failures aren't interesting. I don't know what I'm doing now. Maybe I go to the church? We passed some time, not enough time. Yeah, let's forget how this stupid postcard works. No, it's journal, map. Oh wait, did the... Is this... I can't remember if this is a thing or if I made it up. And I know that sounds insane. When you roll boxcars on a check, for some reason I have this weird impression that that resets white checks. Is that a thing? Did I make that up? I don't know why I think that. it's still pretty wild that I rolled Snake Eyes into boxcars almost immediately. I know technically that's just as likely to happen as any other sequence of rolls. But, like, this is pretty wild. So, my journal suggests I can try a check with you.
Cool here, officer.
There's something pretty absurd. Yeah, it definitely gives you whiplash. There's something pretty, like, cosmically funny. Yeah, so, I don't know how common it is, but I have heard 2 results of 6 on 6-sided dice called boxcars. The notion being that each of the pips is, like, the 6 wheels on, like, a train boxcar. But it's really kind of funny to me. Like, I just, like, asked the force of nature for money, and he gave me $100. And then, like, the very next thing I do is, like, ask, like, a small-time hustler to give me money.
Start with a little compliment, then work your way up from there. This is about business, remember.
Hey, you seem like a really successful entrepreneur. Would you mind, would you like to support a member of the local police force?
Oh, okay. But why, officer?
After all this mess, the broken seals, lying to you, come on.
Think of it as an investment.
An investment? What kind of investment?
Or you could not make this about corruption and go with something even wilder.
Something even wilder? It's an investment in me, a highly experimental human being. My risk-reward ratio is insane. Invest into me not telling your employer about your operation. I'm a policeman. It's an investment in good relations with the RCM. It's an investment in your customer base. Gotta prime the pump, man. Oh, man. I kind of like 3 because I am the law, and it involves me reminding him that I am the law, which is generally a good start. But number 1 is very good, and I feel like that's what Volition wants me to say, and Volition is generally pretty trustworthy. Yes, I'm going with 1.
I guess it can't be any riskier than speculating in exotic derivatives. How much are we talking about here?
10 real?
10 real is a bargain for that kind of investment. You got it, my man.
Sweet, got 10 bucks, idiot. Hang on.
The speakers below are banged up and worthless. The sneakers triumph over them. They're the star of the show here.
I could buy these sneakers now. And if I buy the sneakers, I get the speakers, yeah? I don't know what I want the speakers for, but the fact that I had to fight for it makes me think I want them. And these shoes would help me pass that ballistics check. These don't seem like the worst investment. Hey, how... Without any spoilers, how dumb is it to spend $50 on these sneakers? Do we like that idea? I'm leaning yes. I mean, I got $100. How am I gonna start a youth center without having sweet kicks to impress the kids? Great-grandfather was a highway patrolman in the years following World War II service. He used to tell stories about pulling people over for going $20 over the speed limit. Didn't know how to tell the old guy that corruption among police isn't something to advertise. That's a wild story, Haggis. That's a thing. Really living up to that hesitancy they nailed you with? Yeah. Have I ever made any argument to the contrary? I mean, Laser Gun Blues, I know you're relatively new here. I love risk assessment and I hate making decisions. It's a weird game for me to play. Disco Elysium. I don't know, man. I got $100. I spent a $50.
Super cool. Now the premium lifestyle is yours, officer.
The sneakers seem to vibrate in your hands with an almost mystical energy.
All right, give me the speakers.
The junk is yours, officer. Happy listening. Try not to hurt your ears with that Samaritan garbage.
I like to consider this an investment in passing the skill check I didn't want to make earlier. But I'm all about that safety save today. Okay, inventory. Interact. Bullet. Interact.
The bullet is still safely sealed away in a plastic bag bearing the RCM stamp.
72's pretty good, huh?
A rifle, Revolutionary period. Your bullet looks to be an old 4.46 millimeter from the surplus left over from the turn of the century. Probably an antique or a retrofitted antique.
I really didn't listen to that because I was thinking about what I wanted to say, which is I rolled pretty well on that, and actually you didn't need that modifier, but I still feel pretty good about it for some reason. Let's be old, 5 millimeter from the turn of the century, probably antique or retrofitted. Make?
The 4.46 caliber was widely used with the Bell-Magrave rifle, a Revacholian manufacturer. The BM dominated the battlefields of the Insulindian theater of the anti-centennial revolution.
Everyone take a drink.
Years ago. Incidentally, you have just such a rifle with you. The dusty old thing you found hidden in the basement below the commercial area. It's unusable, sadly. If it were, the bullet would probably fit the chamber.
For a second, I really thought they were suggesting that I just randomly picked up the murder weapon. Anyone still making these things?
No, but Zeliger, a major firearm manufacturer, ended up with a surplus after the war. So there are still a lot of these old military rifles floating around, usually broken. The quality was appalling.
Who uses Bell-Magrave rifles anyway?
Antiques enthusiasts, guerrilla fighters in distant countries, a few lucky jamrock bangers. You're looking for the same thing you found in that hidden weapons cache, only in working order.
What are you thinking? Bullet?
I think I know where this came from, dangled bag thoughtfully. Probably shouldn't do that out in public.
Okay. And?
The shot probably came from a Bell-Magrave rifle.
An antique. That makes sense. There can't be many breech-loading rifles floating around in Martinez, or anywhere in Ravachol, really.
Why do you say that?
Sure, there's some arms trafficking, but the laws prohibiting the use of breech loaders we inherited from the monarchy have been effective, from what I've seen. Some new RCM recruits get impatient with their muzzle loaders once they've trained with military-grade weapons, but they realize it's worth it in the end.
I'm a superstar cop. I think I have to say the incredibly stupid thing that will upset Kim. I think we should have more powerful guns because we are the law!
Imagine if everyone, cops, citizens, had access to firearms that could shoot multiple rounds without pausing to reload. After the first shot, the second, third, and so on come much easier.
Yeah, I really couldn't tell you why, but I'm getting this feeling in my chest that's called, like, subtext, bordering on allegory? I don't know what that's coming from. As an American, I just don't know.
But back to the investigation.
Somehow seems like 2 might be most likely. Could the victim have been mixed up with some foreign guerrilla fighters? Not directly, but the mercenaries have like a history of dealing with them and may have those weapons?
Let's find out. Next step, finding the gun itself.
Oh, did I actually get points for, like, guessing that correctly? Wait, is that a thing that happens in this game? If so, you can pardon me for not knowing that, because I always just say the wrong thing. Okay, so what did that change on the quest there? I just find a gun that does that. That's all. Just that whole thing. Well, at this point, I suppose we should go to the fishing village. Unless... I actually just want to check that. Did he get I still haven't managed to puzzle this out. I think I made this up, but I don't know why I would think this. That by rolling a 12, I, like, reset white checks for the appropriate skill. This should be proof of that. Because there's no other thing that might have happened. Well, I guess maybe figuring out the bullet could potentially change this. No, it wouldn't, because it's... No. I would need more information. That shouldn't do anything. It's still locked. Okay, so I made that up. I don't know where that came from. Guys, I made up a cool thing that might have been fun if it was in the game, but I don't know, might have been overpowered. I didn't really think this through. But I made it up, and it's a cool idea, huh? Do you like that idea I made up? That, like, straight fiction? You interested in that? If so, just send me 100 real. Go to fishing village. Are you one of the people I'm talking to? Like this? Hey, the alert is working. I just missed it.
The waves don't keep you up at night. What can I help you with?
Thank you, Demolition. I appreciate the gag and the generosity more so. Here, have one of these. I didn't give you one earlier, so have a whole... That's fun. Sometimes the real mechanics are the friends we made along the way. That's true, Haggis. Oh! Hey, I found, like, the narstiest jacket of all time. It's so gross that I said a word I probably wouldn't say in casual conversation. Could you wash this horrendous jacket? So, thank you, Laser Gun Blues. Thank you, everyone, for the bits. You know, it's very kind and fun. Here, you also get a fan. Everyone gets a fanfare. Hooray. I found this gross jacket. Please wash it.
I can wash it for you. But it's going to take about a half an hour. Think you can stay put for that long?
Oh, yes. Please burn a half an hour of my time. I want those boots.
Hell yeah.
Volition. Oh, is Volition my key skill? That's my real-life key skill. I'll have to think about that. Oh, jeez. Thank you for making a hype train out of bits, something that I think has literally never happened on this channel. You're all very generous and silly, and I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you all. Do you not think it's working? No, I'm pretty... Like, at this point, I'm pretty sure it's working. I think so. But thank you. Thanks, everyone.
No, we must run around ceaselessly. It would be torture to stay put.
I have bad news for you, physical instrument. We're at -2, because the only way to get... Listen, physical instrument, I'm gonna level with you. What's happening with the bits? The only way to get you up to top shape, physical instrument, is for us to burn the time to complete this thought that's weighing me down. Do you understand? Although, there is a real concern that I will lose a bunch of physical instrument by getting sober. That probably doesn't make sense, but I've just been given a caution flag on the play. Sincerely, thank you for all the bits. I do consider it, as Demolition offered earlier, an early birthday present, which is coming up quite soon, but thank you. You have some spare cash since you had to buy 3,600 in chunks of 5,000. That's, I mean... You don't have to spend it all in one place, but I thank you regardless. Thank you very much. It's a lot of bits.
I could use a breather. It's been another track and field day.
Out of curiosity, does anyone know if this is a thing that Kim reacts to only if I run around a ton? Like, if I somehow do a more sensible, calculated amount of maneuvering around the world, does he, like, not stay stuff like this? I feel like that's not a spoiler, but I'm kind of interested in knowing that. I'm going to wait right now.
Well, hand it over then, and I'll see what I can do.
Demolition, you really don't have to... Thank you for gifting 5 subs. What do we have here? Definite Idiot? Great. Jakey, not sure if you're still here, Jakey, but there you go. Miss Toasty, Ice Bunny, also probably not here considering the time difference, but I'm glad that two people who are hanging out this evening got one. And then Nupaska, which I don't recognize, perhaps a lurker, perhaps some person of such incredible wealth themselves that I can't observe them through refracted light or something. I agree with you, Haggis. It does feel like the kind of game that would have like an invisible Kim fatigue meter.
Must say, I'm proud of this one. It's pretty nice underneath all that filth. I hope you'll have an easier life in your hands.
Okay, thank you very much for helping with that. Now I was asked to do something that I'm sure you'll get mad about. Someone told me to get a signature. How do you feel about that?
Eh? What's this about? Come now, I can't read all this scribble. Tell me what it says.
Everett wants to turn part of the village into a youth center. So he says. I feel like that's the most honest thing, despite the fact I don't literally trust that that's what's happening. Like, I can say it's a real estate deal, nothing ominous. That just feels needlessly duplicitous. I guess I'll say one then.
Huh. I might be half blind, but it looks like part of the village is gonna be a street. The best part. The part we need to get out of our houses.
That sounds pretty bad. You probably shouldn't sign it.
Have you asked Lillian about this? I won't even consider signing till I know she's on board.
Okay. That sounds like they probably shouldn't do that, but, what the heck, I'm already here. Let's ask her about it. It's probably gonna make it harder for me to date her later. I'm not sure why that's even on my radar. Just kidding.
The waves are
She has
beginning
a
to die
pirate
down.
sword.
Look at those little bastards. Simmer down. Simmer down, bastards.
Didn't I already do this dialogue option? Am I looking for a new person?
Oh?
No.
Well, how can I assist you then, officer?
I was asked to get your signature. Please look at this and reject it out of hand.
This says by signing, I agree to living with construction noise. What exactly is the Union building?
I'm told that it's going to be a youth center, but frankly, I think that's deceit.
What a nice idea. Wouldn't have thought that...
Oh my god, wait, I have a pen and I can give her the pen. That's so wild. I love stuff like that. Thought of what exactly?
Everard and the Union have nice plans for anything. I thought they only cared about themselves. Well, I guess Union members have children too.
I like Lillian. I kind of don't want to ruin the fishing village. I should probably say two as a result of this. I feel like her life is bad. I mean, like, if... Here's the thing. If I thought Everard was on the level, and that he was making a youth center, and there wasn't some sketchy means to it, I might think it was worth the short-term disruption to the village, because she's a mother and has children, right? Like, that makes sense to me. But... I mean, even just, like, talking to that sweet old lady who helped me wash my poop jacket. It's clear that there's already some messed up stuff going on here. Yeah, I don't think he's square or on the level. I agree. On second thought, let's not go to Camelot. It's a silly paper.
Aye, if you say so. Probably better that way. I mean, who likes construction noise?
Now all I have to do is rig up a fake letter. Can I just, like, mail blank envelope? Is that a thing I can do? Oh, let me check my jacket. Let me check my poop jacket. Is it clothes now? Oh, she made it into clothes. Look at that, she made it clothes. So it gives plus pain threshold and half-light minus trauma. I really should pay more attention to these, like, flavor descriptions. Plus pain threshold because element proof. Plus half-light because always hot. Still don't really understand what half-light does. Minus 1 drama, sweat like pig. I mean, I'm not sure it's extremely useful to me, but it's better than not having it. I suppose I gonna... Thanks, chat. Look, I even got this hype train emote. It's a dolphin. That's fun. Demolition, I think you have twice received every hype train emote, probably. I was gonna go to the church. Go to the church. Wait a minute. While I'm here. Actually, while I'm here. Can we just, like, check out some places near the coast? And, like, see if I can, like, vibe with the potential location of... that last piece of armor. Oh, I've collected all the level 2 emotes. That's a fun thing that's occurred. I didn't know you got a notice for that. That's mostly thanks to Demolition. Thank you. And also for the very comedic bits. 420, thank you. Like 50 times over between all the channels. I remember fondly the days where you were still looking for second half of the Love Otters. It's weird because they used to keep changing them up, and it's been a while since they've changed the hype train emotes. I don't think that's a downside, it's just odd, because I really expected them to keep doing that. I kind of like some of the older collections that are just, like, impossible to complete now. Hey, I'm really stupid. I don't think at any point did I realize that you could just, like, walk down this ramp. I've always gone the long way back around. Look at all those otters in chat. Very good. Making a point about love and otters and fashion. We must love one an otter. Is that anything? Can we sell that on a t-shirt? I really want that helmet, gang. Crew, I need this helmet. Now, something that weighs on me a bit. I think this is the spot. When I first came out here, I had some weird thought about the reeds. But I wasn't able to do anything about it. And now, here we are. And I'm concerned that the helmet is there and I can't do anything about it. But I don't think I made any choice, like, incorrectly. Is that... What is that? Just like a weird coloration there I don't understand. Can't go back out. Oh. You know what that thing was? It's behind the camera, you can't even see. Can't get anything more from this trap.
To do with the traps at the...
I appreciate that it literally outright answered my question. That sort of thing doesn't necessarily happen all that often. I don't think there's anything more to do this way. Oh, I wish I just had a lead on that helmet. I mean, like, I've happened upon what feel like they should be the two hardest pieces of armor, just completely by accident. So it's entirely possible that that will happen again and I'll just find the helmet without trying. But I kind of wish I could try, because I want it. You understand? Jacket is a really peculiar thing. Sure you'll get the helmet eventually. I like to think so too, Haggis. You're a bright kid. Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Neither a kid nor bright. Discuss. Oh, hey, wait a minute. Wasn't there like a whole coastline that I have only kind of partially explored? Maybe the helmet is somehow along that coastline. It's just as likely as any other thing to randomly get me the helmet. I don't remember the deal with this door.
An old door, worn by elements, guards the depot.
Good cripes.
The wind has blown a sand dune in front of it. The door hasn't been opened in a long while. You see a handle.
What is happening? Is this the Dharma Initiative?
It's military. A service depot of some sort.
Used to service what? Wink, wink.
The washerwoman mentioned a depot up the coast. She said it was for moving ammo and cargo across the bay. This might be it.
So you're saying that I could find lots of ammo for my missing gun? Fit and everything looking for the helmet? Well, I know you're joking, but it looks like I've already done it. Not that I think this will actually succeed, but it'd be cool if it did. I mean, statistically, I had... What was it? Like a 8% chance? Or no, still a 3% chance to open that cargo container. And you know what I did? Boardwalk rises to your south, casts a long shadow over you. What am I looking at there? Is it a goat? So there's the trap. Is it as far north as I came? Slash, is that as far north as I go? Doesn't look like I went over there, because I see an orb, and every orb is worth experience, because I did some thing at some point. Oh, hang on. Take a mental note. Tia Mautiri. Seems important somehow. Someone's made a campfire here a long time ago. Rusted broken control box for the radio relay tower. Yeah, you don't think this has anything to do with the silent spot, do you? The ladder is too rusty to climb. Sea air has eaten it away. Ooh, a box. There could be anything in that box, even a helmet. I'll take the box. Let me have a thought first. Tiny inlets here, off in the far distance, where the posts trailed toward. I got a scarf. A plus shivers scarf. That reduces physical instrument. Yeah, you know what? That tracks. That actually makes perfect sense to me. You don't even need to explain that one to me. I get it. Huh. Yeah, it feels very Dharma initiative out here, I gotta say. It's probably not a good thing. I wonder how you open an unopenable door. Do I have some sort of unstoppable force? I have to take the long way because I whoopsed it. Now, I know you are all dying inside because I'm running around the coast looking for the helmet. And I don't actually intend to do that unless I somehow run out of stuff to do. But, I honestly think that is a reasonable course of action. Do I think that's literally the way to succeed? Maybe. Maybe not. But, given my experience with the game, I honestly feel like that might do it. Jeez, is that a moth? Man, there's so many weird bugs. I know it's summer because all the bugs are coming into my house. I've seen like 3 different types of spiders, a gnat, what appears to be a moth, and like 2 silverfish. Normally I have none bugs in my apartment. Oh, and let's not forget the ants from like a month ago. The 2 ants that like walked directly on my microphone. Love that. Think I got it. Landed directly on me. Yep, got it. Listen, I'm way too powerful for bugs. This is the wrong home to come into. It's the donuts that got the ant. No, that's how you get ants. That's how I get donuts. Also, since the ants, I put like anything that would remotely draw ants into the fridge. So my fridge is just stocked with random junk. That like might normally like live on the counter where it's like normally fine. You started having ants haggis. I hate ants. I had a really bad experience with ants like one time in like middle school or something. I wanted to make a peanut butter sandwich. You know who else had that idea? Hundreds of ants. My sister was very upset that I like opened that jar of peanut butter. And in fairness, it wasn't a good idea. But I just wanted a peanut butter sandwich. It's, you know what? It's the end of the stream. We can afford to go in the church. don't know why I immediately started walking after that quick save. We don't run in the church for various reasons. Do you like that we now just have this constant background track of, like, random boombox noise?
Yes, what is it?
Let's talk about that 2mm hole.
The swallow, you mean? What about it?
Apparently I have nothing new to say about that.
Great. Thanks.
What if you didn't have to leave? I talked to Andre. He wants to make it work.
I don't want to make anything work.
Hold on, you don't want to make anything work?
Yes, anything. I don't want to make anything work.
It's not the anodic dance music that's made her bitter. It's the failure of Fortress Accident.
As much as I know this will annoy her, I think it must be correct to use the... I don't even know if this is granted by empathy. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. But I think I should bring it up, because the thing I want to do is try to help her solve that mystery, and as a result, leave this place and let me start a dance club with Egghead and gambling or whatever. I don't know what's gonna happen there. Are you bitter because your game failed?
That's right. If we couldn't get our Welkins to happen, I don't want anything to happen. Ever again.
There's not a trace of irony in her voice. She means
it. Everything's coming up, Vasco. Suggestion, you say? A suggestion check that I have a passive +3 to for no good reason? Huh? Huh? You think I can possibly fail this check? Yeah, my hubris is gonna be my undoing. I've already said too much.
Easy. When her research is done, she can move out.
Rolled a 4. Just want to point out that I rolled a 4, just saying it was a 4. Listen, about your research, you mentioned earlier it's not going very well. Maybe I can help. Also, by the way, this was just naturally the thing I wanted to do like 30 in-game hours ago. It's weird that it's taken so long for this to be an option.
What? No, I don't really need any help with the project.
But if I could help you finish the project, then you wouldn't have to live in a church next to the Boom Boom anymore. Just think about it.
She thinks about it. A glassy look in her eyes. A gust of wind brings more snow in from the broken gallery. It touches her hair.
Alright. Bring me the game's offsite copy from my old workspace, if you really want to help. It's stored on a filament memory, and I'm unable to go and fetch it myself.
I don't think it's this one, but I'll show it to you anyway. Is it this one?
No. That's the production schedule you stole and accessed without authorization.
That's true.
I don't need it.
In fairness, that's just a statement of fact. That's true. But I kind of like that she just said that to my face. That's pretty fun.
In his defense, it was simply lying in the desk drawer of an abandoned cubicle.
I'm shocked that he would come to my defense.
Okay, but still.
I'll ask too, because I am functionally an idiot. What is an off-site copy, and why do you need it? Who are you, and how did you get in here? A locksmith. And a locksmith.
It's a backup of my former employer's project. The radio game we were working on. It's stored on a filament memory, just like the one inside this radio computer.
She's making it extra simple for you.
I know, and I really appreciate it.
The backup itself is destroyed now, but I'm hoping to use what's left of it to pinpoint the exact location of the anomaly. You just have to go to my old workspace and get the filament.
You mean the Studio Fortress Accident, etc.?
Yeah, that's the one. You can get in through the bookshop. You just have to do some explaining to the bookstore lady.
This may or may not come as good news, but I've actually already been in there, which you should probably intuit from the fact that I stole your data block.
Good. Then you might know the giant ice bear fridge in the building's cellar. The filament is inside the fridge. Just go and get it.
Where's the off-site copy?
In the giant ice bear fridge. I just told you. It has red glowing eyes. It's impossible to miss. You just
Two
need
things.
to get the off-site copy from the ice bear.
First, it feels really weird that that was my only dialogue option there, since she did just say it. Secondly, I have been in that fridge. It wasn't in there, right? I don't think it's in there. I think there was a note that told me it was in the ice cream maker, right? I think?
But you've been to the fridge and it wasn't there. There was a note saying...
I found a note in the iceberg fridge, and it said the off-site copy had been moved to a, quote, safer place.
Wait, a note from whom? Did it specify where they took the filament memory?
It said the off-site copy had been taken to a nearby ice cream maker. The note was signed by someone named Sulislav.
Jawiza. Of course. Our project lead, Sulislav Jawiza. God, he was always so hell-bent on keeping the copy somewhere safe.
Feature creep.
And the Valley of the Heads.
Hey, would you like to know how many combinations there are when you factor in the Valley of the Heads and everyone's ability to combine heads with different character models?
Like it would have made a difference. The offsite copy was perfectly safe when the data loss happened. That data loss was anomalous. And the heads... I won't even get into the heads. Millions of them. Go find that copy from that ice cream maker, will you? Thanks.
Oh, I'm so stupid. The reason the ice cream maker doesn't open is because it's frozen, so if I just unplug it, I can open it in, like, I don't know, a bunch of hours or whatever. 3 does sound good. I think we should definitely tell her that. I'm just gonna say 2 to get that out of the way, though.
This is getting ridiculous. Can't you just defrost it? Or, I don't know. I don't know about the ice cream maker. Just figure something out.
This was really supposed to happen in a different order, I think. This was supposed to happen really gradually, and she's exasperated about the fact that I keep coming to her. But, like, I've been standing here for, like, 3 minutes having one continuous conversation, and she seems way over annoyed about it.
Solution, but she doesn't want to hand it over to you yet. It's a thing. Something she holds dear.
It's a thing? What are you talking about, Empathy? We put a dead body in that fridge, just FYI.
Wait, what? Whose dead body?
Don't worry about it. I just wanted you to know about the dead body, because I thought it'd be fun.
You know, we don't actually have to tell the entire world about the fridge.
It was a look, it's cool. We put a dead body in a bear fridge. Why would you not tell people about this?
Whose body is it?
Don't worry. Don't worry. I put it there temporarily as part of an official police investigation.
You put it there? You put a dead body inside the ice bear fridge.
I just wanted to let you know.
Okay. Very cool. Thanks for keeping me in the loop.
That's all I wanted, and 5 experience points. That's literally everything I wanted from that exchange. Thank you.
We would appreciate it if you kept this knowledge to yourself, miss.
Who would I tell? My mother? I don't have anyone to tell. And if I did, I wouldn't. I don't care.
Okay, I'll go solve the puzzle. I am an idiot.
And here's my Kvalsund multi-tool. You might need it to hack loose some ice. It opens everything. If you get me the offsite copy, then you can keep the Kvalsund.
Really? You don't say. It opens everything.
It hurts
even
for her
itself.
to say this. She's not too happy to be parting with the Kvalsund.
Okay, I am out of here. It is time to go bust some things open. I should not run. Why am I running? Because I'm excited about having this multi-tool. Now, to be honest with you, I don't think that this will do anything, but I'm close and I'm curious. Does the primer have any meaningful effect on the unopenable door? Again, assuming no, but I might as well check. Tools. It just looks cool, man. Jeez, look at that thing.
An old door, worn by elements. Guards
No difference at all. Shouldn't surprise me. So we might as well... I don't think there's any point in me trying to use this to get into the hostel through the roof entrance. It might help, but, like, I might as well try to run out the clock on the thought, because then there'll be, like, truly no stopping me at that point. 66%. I'm dying here. This takes forever. So in that case, I should go back to the waterfront? To the waterfront? Pardon? What? Yeah, I'm not sure how big I don't know the physics of big rectangle. I just know that I'm happy to have it. My postcard is broken? I might just be stupid, frankly. That could be on me. I would love to finish this. I don't really want the stream to run long, but I would, if I could, like to finish this. That sentence is probably not grammatically correct. Okay, for some... That's fine. Whatever, that's fine. Okay. I don't know why I'm still walking very cautiously. Perhaps I'm afraid of attracting the worm. I'm very dumb. I want to be very blunt with you about this.
Into the breaker box. The red one leads to the ice bear fridge, and the black one to the ice cream maker nearby.
Actually, I am so dumb that I'm not doing this without saving first. I do not want to pull the wrong one. They would ruin my whole life.
2 cables are plugged into the breaker box. The red one leads to the ice bear fridge.
Not the red one.
To the ice cream maker nearby.
The black one. Unplug black cable.
Something close to you dies with a soft electric purr.
Very smart. Opening the lid should be much easier after the ice cream maker has defrosted.
Here's the question, though. How long that gonna take?
This orange machine is dead still. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner and an electric freezer. The ice around it slowly melting.
I think you did accidentally pin a message. I know that's the thing you can do now. I don't entirely know how that works, to be honest with you. Now so the bummer here is that normally my physical instrument would make this, like, somewhat trivial. I am currently getting a -2 to it. 42 is not a good number. It's also, again, this feels like a game where if I pass some time, the ice might thaw more and give me a better bonus. Oh, mods have the option to pin a message right next to the reply. Really, I was just reading something about pinning messages. For some reason, I thought it was like a general chat pay thing. Like bits or something. I was confused. I didn't really look into it. But I saw something, I'm like, that sounds weird. I don't understand. I'm really old. Well, okay. Here's the thing, though. If that's true, and waiting would give me a new bonus, that would reset the check. So there's really no reason not to try this, right?
Ice groans and howls under the strain of your giant Gewaltsund multi-tool until the lid cracks open. Darkness lies inside, but you can faintly make out an object, intricate and foreign, left there for a sub-zero beauty sleep, a filament memory with the words "off-site copy" written on its side. Disappointment washes over you as you stare into the almost empty ice cream maker.
No ice cream?
A scoop of ice cream would have been nice, yes.
Someone's stomach grumbles. I'm not sure whose. Take the filament memory.
Gently lift the cube from its frosty bedding, careful not to damage it.
We should take it back to Miss Lukanen killed as soon as possible. I'm not sure how well unused filaments tolerate room temperatures.
Yes, but aren't you curious to know what's on the precious filament? There's a radio computer upstairs.
Chat? Do we snoop? Do we do it? The game has demonstrated that there are times when, if you wait long enough, you will ruin a quest. I've already done it. I've learned it today. I've learned a lot of things about this game today. After 10,000 hours. I don't know what part we're on. Oh yeah, I think we saved first, for sure. We're all about the safety save today. In fact, let's make a save called safety save. I don't think I actually have that somehow. That's as far as I care to check. I don't see it. This is a weird stream. I don't know if you're all aware of how weird this stream is, but it has been a weird stream. Okay, so let's... I think I need the flashlight or it's gonna get passive-aggressive with me. Swap that out. I should probably run. There's no reason not to. Probably. Okay. This thing.
Tiles on the cube are still smoldering, casting the framework in a soft glow. Fluorescent play and print keys shine on the keyboard.
I really hope that it has the same password, because I'm gonna have to log in, right?
Like a smooth draw, the filament slides into place. On the keyboard, the play key starts blinking.
Press play.
The speaker comes to life. Static seeps through the machine's brain, a magnetic driver. An old lady greets you. Her voice sounds 100 years old.
Good afternoon. Fortress accident en rue de Saint-Ghislaine. This is East Insulindian Repeater Station 1. Please repeat. Is this the offsite copy?
I might have a password for the offsite copy.
Good. Please repeat the password.
Afterlife dead?
No, that's not it.
Please open it.
I am contractually obliged to protect the privacy of the filament holder Fortress accident. Without filing a warrant with Lintel, I cannot give you access to this filament.
Alright, new side quest. Let's go get a warrant with
I'm
Lintel.
afraid we are not doing that, unless we want to wait for a month.
Well, it would give me a chance to finish that thought I've been working on.
Now, can you please repeat the password?
No.
Received. Fortress accident. Is that
no.
Thank you and goodbye.
Tiles on the cube are still smoldering, casting the frame.
Really glad I got that button to work. It's a joke that's really only for me, but if you like Code Lyoko, you know what's up. Oh yeah, hey Demolition. I was just gonna return this, off-site copy filament. Guys, Xana almost exactly escaped Lyoko. I hate to see that. But yeah, luckily we're here just in time. Why does it seem way brighter than it was outside before, when it's later in the day? Let's go to... Honestly, it seems very plausible that there's some way to get a password for this thing, but, like, honestly, it's more important to me to get the music quest going. I've already done quite enough to annoy this woman. It would be nice to just help her out, I think.
Yes, what is it?
About the offsite
Yes?
copy. I brought the offsite copy.
Thanks. Looks like it's the one.
What's gonna happen now?
Now, I'm going to print it out to see what's left of it.
She's already inserted the filament into the radio computer's core, ready to close the door.
Wait. No. That's dangerous. She shouldn't do it.
Inland Empire, do you have a sense that the swallow will destroy it? Don't do it yet.
No, it's not dangerous. Just depressing.
How do you know?
I have a theory. Lintel was able to divine the anomaly's location from this broken copy. I want to repeat their calculation, only this time with better equipment. Watch. What an intricate display of failure.
What an intricate display of failure is my memoir title.
The paper starts filling out with ink, soaking it in a gleaming blackness. Not a single line of data stands out. This is wrong. Machines shouldn't behave like that.
Sorry, interfacing, I don't know. Something's very wrong with that filament memory.
Sona doesn't reply, her hands running over the printout. She's looking for something. For her morning star. Eyes scouring the millimeters.
Here. I found it.
Seems very troubling. The game is very much suggesting that it could, like, explode or something. The lean closer feels like a trap. I don't see it.
Hold on.
Just behind the keyboard, typing some numbers that only she understands. The terminal beeps and the light inside starts pulsing like a glowing heart. I'm pretty sure I can't do anything. Is it? You know what? Say nothing.
Just give me a second. I'm almost...
I've never witnessed a programmer work before.
done. I've got it. I found the location of the anomaly.
Oh my god, congratulations!
Thank you.
So where is it? Where's the 2mm hole in the world?
There. In the swallow.
She points at the other end of the church where a group of water bowls form a ritualistic arc. But didn't we already know that? What new information did we
Think you
gain?
can help me again?
Yeah.
I need you to go move those water bowls for me. I need to double check my calculations.
Alright.
You like moving things around. Moving things around is calming.
That's weird. Thanks,
Just
interfacing.
walk over to the circle and follow my instructions. Move the third bowl 2 centimeters to the left, and the fourth bowl 5 centimeters to the right. This should do the trick.
Third bowl, 2 centimeters left. Fourth bowl, 5 centimeters right. Third, 2 left. Fourth, 5 right.
Thanks.
Counting from where?
It's awfully silent again, as if someone turned off the entire world outside those walls. Water inside the bowls stands still. Measurements have been marked down around the bowls, each chalk-drawn line representing a centimeter on the floor. Oh boy, this is going to be good.
Move the third bowl from the left, 2 centimeters away.
It moves like a ghost without creating a single trace of sound.
Oh wait, that like actually did a real heal. I'm so used to like being at full when I get heals, like I wasn't paying attention to that. Move the fourth bowl from the left, 5 centimeters to the right.
Some water spills out of the bowl, wetting the floor.
Oh, that seems bad.
The lead programmer sends you an encouraging thumbs up
Okay,
from across
yeah.
the hall. Time to run back, or maybe walk. This is a sacred place after all.
I enjoy that for whatever reason, my internal monologue is just excited to like do stuff in the church. It is weird that it keeps, like, cautioning me to walk in the church. It's happened, like, 4 times. I really think there's some way you can, like, fall through the floor or something insane.
Yes, what is it?
I moved the water bowls.
Great. Everything should be aligned now.
She stops, biting into her chapped lip.
Miss Know-It-All is hesitating.
What's wrong?
Nothing. Now the only thing left to do is to unmute the headphones.
Oh, that doesn't sound great.
If we got the location right, we should then be able to hear whatever sound this anomaly makes.
You have your headphones on mute in the first place.
Honestly, I'm a little scared.
Isn't it gonna be silence and nothing else?
I don't know. That's what I'm scared of. I don't know. It could be anything.
Could it even be the helmet to a suit of armor?
I mean, what sound does the nothing make? How can you even listen to something that doesn't exist?
I mean, to make another Lost reference, I'm gonna assume it's like a weird rattling sound, like the smoke monster?
What if silence is only what surrounds it, but the swallow itself is...
She grows silent, her face very pale in the cold light of electricity. What?
I don't know. I'm just scared. Maybe it's going to be something terrifying. Maybe it's going to tear the world apart.
Listen, I've saved recently. And I'm a superstar cop. You're overthinking this.
Maybe I'm just tired.
Scary, but we have to face it. Otherwise, the future of dance music is doomed.
Yeah. You're right. Let's do it.
She puts her oversized headphones on, ready to press unmute on the keyboard.
The lieutenant takes a step back, and then nothing. Nothing happens as Sona Lokanen-Kilda presses unmute on her keyboard. Nothing but silence.
You can hear some small animal cross the floor in the chancel. It's that quiet in the sanctuary.
Do you hear something?
She doesn't answer. Her eyes closed and brows knitted together in a state of deep focus, one hand cupping the headphone.
Well?
Damn it.
At least the world still seems to be alright.
Yeah. Nothing happened. Let's move on.
Despite her fear, she was hoping for something extraordinary to take place.
What do you mean nothing happened? Did you find the swallow?
No. My hypothesis was wrong. According to this, I should have heard something, if I got the coordinates right. Like I said, silence is only what surrounds it. But this is just another failure. Silence sounds like silence. That's all it is. You can try on the headphones. See if you can hear anything. But don't get your hopes up.
Oh no.
Silence is silence? You're sure there's more to it?
The music quest, like, feeds into this. Perception, huh? Do I have perception clothes? Oh, wait, I have a bunch of perception clothes on. Let me make sure I'm wearing all of them. Clothes. So what do I... So perception hat and perception shoes. Might have perception glasses? That's probably everything I have, though. Perception speed... It's actually kind of weird that... Do I not have perception glasses? Oh, no, wait. Is this perception? It's minus perception, because the lenses are weird. This is minus... Minus again. Yeah, we're good. We're good. We're good.
Yes, what is it?
I'm sure this is fine.
Everything disappears. You are draped in silence like a drowning man staring.
Ooh, that was well played, Demolition.
Space. And then the pressure changes.
What is it? What is it? mean?
It feels like flying on an aerostatic, or when your ears pop, or like a subtle difference in the atmosphere. A weather change hanging in the air.
I'll be honest, I was actually expecting this to be Inland Empire.
What if the sound you're looking for is too low for you to hear it?
Suna, what if we just need a better sound system?
A better sound system? Alright, but where would we get one?
I have some good news for you. I know some troubled youths who are trying to start a dance club, and this very church would probably be quite happy to bring in a good sound system.
Suddenly, a rhythmic beat permeates the walls, causing a small patch of decorative stucco to crumble onto the wooden floor.
They should really allocate some renovation funds to this place.
Who? Who would renovate this place? It's like a completely abandoned church filled with a crap man and a psychotic programmer. Who's the person who's funding that?
No. What they really should do is shut down the disco men for disturbing neighborhood peace.
No, you're missing the point. The speakers.
You mean the speed freaks?
She closes her eyes as more dance music invades the holy silence of the sanctuary.
Of course. The speed freaks. They have a fantastic sound system. And you think they would help me?
Definitely, if you're fine with them bringing it in here, which is the only thing that they've wanted all along.
I guess I could live through a week or two of peaceful coexistence.
You will hate it, but it benefits all of
Brilliant
us.
negotiating there, detective. As always.
Thanks, suggestion. I'll go talk to them.
Sure. Let me know how it goes. Thanks, officer.
Do 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 do. Walk without rhythm. Alright, that's gonna be the end of the stream. We got a lot done, sort of. It's always hard to tell with this game. So, I guess we can get working on the church with the gang next time. But that won't be next week, because next week is summer vacation. Woo! So yeah, no streams at all this coming week. The following week should be fine, and then there's some ambiguity with the summer immediately after that, but we'll figure that out as we get there. Do definitely join me in 2 weeks if you're free and interested. For now, let's go ahead and... Did save the game, yeah? Alright, I'll trust that. Main menu. Close the thing. I should thank you for gifting a sub to Looper. Looper 20,000? That's a big number. Just gonna wait for Disco Elysium to close. Just gonna wait for Disco Elysium. I hate this. Disco Elysium is not... It's not my friend. Good, it closed. Okay, nothing is fine, everything is ruined. No, strike that. Reverse it. That was a lot of fun. That might be... we're really in it now. Listen, I know I'm a little hard on this game. I do genuinely think that Disco Elysium is a good game. I think it's a tough game to get into because its systems are very, like, anti-user. They, like, want you to suffer early, which is kind of fine. I just don't think that they set it up so that you know that it's, like... It's like when you meet someone who you're not sure about, and they're kind of, like, a little rough with you, like, they'll tease you, and you're like, I actually can't tell if this person hates me or if they like me so much that they think that we can, like, jive by, like, razzing each other a little bit. Like, that's sort of the vibe I get at the start of Disco Elysium, is it's like, you're kind of being mean. I don't know if the intention is fun yet. And this far into it, like, the pieces are kind of coming together, and, like, it's generally more fun than not. I do still have some issues with the general way it's done, But, like, I've kind of long felt that the more you play it, the more you enjoy it. It's a shame that it kind of puts that barrier up in the first place. It would be cool if you could just enjoy it right away. And I understand on some level that's just not what they want. It's just, you know, there's some friction there between how I would like it to go and how it does go. And that's where they and I differ. Thank you, Demolition, and everyone for being so generous. I can't believe we got an entirely bit hype train. I don't think I've ever seen that ever, let alone on my channel. Thank you for that. So, yeah, it's been a long stream. Somewhere on the couch behind me, I've hidden a secret Squirtle. It's not this guy, because you can see him. Other than that, pick a place. You might find a Squirtle, and if you do, it'll be an omen of good luck for you in the week to come. Heck, the weeks to come. The days to come, because I won't be here next week, and I'm sure that carries over. I think that's just about everything. I mean, most of the stream, I think, has spoken for itself, which is great. Got a lot done. Saved the computer backup. We used it to leverage the dance club, which for some reason I've decided I want. We met a man so wealthy I can't look at him. We got a lot done. We drastically failed a quest for Everard. And I really kind of want to just keep failing quests for him and see if I can, like, make him mad. I don't know if I'm committed to that, but that sounds like fun. Any final guesses here? I do want to wrap this up pretty quick. Secret Squirtle under Carlos, behind Pikachu. But yeah. So I will say this. I'm not entirely sure what I will play the Friday we get back, which is... For reference, what is that, the, like, 7th or something? Oh, yeah, look at that. Got it right on the nose. July 7th. There's a good chance that it will be... I forget the full name, like Detective Archives Raincode. A game I've mentioned a few times that I've had interest in, and I've checked out the recent trailers, and it feels like it'll be a fun... Somnium Files style visual novel to tear into a little bit, but hopefully mostly be an enjoyable experience. There's a chance we'll do something else, maybe like a Dwarf Romantic or a filler or something, if there's some reason that I'm struggling to get that to work, or I don't know, just times are tough or something. But I just thought I'd mention that because it might just happen suddenly. Alright, let's go look for that Squirtle. Here we got Pikachu. Pika-Pee. Hiding back there was another yellow friend. Tiny anime Winnie the Pooh. At least he's not tiny, he's just small. Oh, that's true. We did confirm Ice Bunny had also guessed behind Pikachu. That's a good shot. Also had a guess under Carlos, my beloved son. With this tiny Eevee over here with the other Eevee. Awesome. Hiding back there by our friend Carlos is Baby Yoda. Not our secret Squirtle. But, I will say, that's a pretty close guess in the scheme of things, as our secret Squirtle is hiding over here. Under this sleeping Eevee with a pirate hat on. And behind our Loch Ness Monster. We'll tip forward a little bit. Can't believe look at that. Sleepy Eevee. With Neko's little pirate hat on. Gotta love it. That was the location of our secret Squirtle this time. But have no fear. Even if you were not able to find it this time, there's always another chance. And the next one will come on July the 7th. So again, no streams next weekend, and obviously no videos going up the week after that for hopefully obvious reasons. But fret not, for we will return soon. In the meantime, thanks for everybody for being here, thanks for being you, and I hope to see you again soon. Perhaps on July 7th when I return to streaming, but whenever I see you next, remember that you are closer.